all of the various things she was painting in Passport 2.
Well,
I think we might be going live. I just clicked on, so I'm going to stop this.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Yeah, I'll let you know, Gary, that the painting of you as Gary Hawk instead of Tony Hawk, that sold immediately.
Oh,
that's
fantastic.
That was my suggestion, and Allison did a great job with it. So,
I'm looking forward to being a real bony weirdo.
Okay, we're back. We're on.
Okay, we're back.
We're on. Sorry about the technical difficulties. I'm going to say an abbreviated version of the spiel that I had before, since this does start a new VOD, and just in case anybody missed it. So we are running a kind of modified version of Dungeon World that has unique kind of a setting and play sets to it. Nobody here who has played it has played before, and I've only run this once, so I'm still pretty rusty. And just letting people know in our community who are Dungeon World experts, I'm not looking for tons of notes on this. I'm just trying to have fun. So hopefully that comes across, and we have fun. If we have fun, we have succeeded in the world of dungeons. Everybody has created a character already. We have Kole, Jala, and Jeremy here. They've done it in advance, and they have never played. I think we're all just going to kind of go through and learn as we go. We should have enough time for that. Is everybody ready? Everyone's all beveraged up?
Yes.
Yes.
I have my tiny dice, so they don't make a lot of noise.
Oh, yeah. So you guys you need a way to roll dice. You'll have to roll your damage as well. So it's the 2d6, but whatever your damage thing is, you might have to pull up a random.org window or whatever. I'm just going to trust you to be honest with your dice
results. Also especially small.
That's fantastic. You code it in Velvet. Velvet Diva. They call me the Velvet.
I brought
Diva.
my giant novelty dice that just makes it filled with bones and other kind of clackety material. So it'll come through nice and clean on the stream.
Crushed cans.
I do have dice, but I don't know where in the hell they are. They're in a box somewhere. So I just got window open for that. So
yeah, window will work. I have a giant D20 that's the size of a fist that I should have brought. You never roll a D20 in this game though. I think on the principle. So we're going to go ahead and get started, like I said, right in the middle of things. So the setup for this is basically a pastiche of the world of Fallout, and your characters are aspiring raiders. You want to join a gang, and the gang you have chosen is a gang you have heard about from your various where you come from. That's known far and wide as the Jackie Robinsons. They wear these tattered baseball outfits that are kind of torn, and they are the elite group in this gang are called the Nine, and it's 9 people who have special metal bats who go through, and they're the toughest people in this area of the Waste. You have traveled far and wide to go there and join them for the security that being in a gang provides. So go ahead and we'll go around and have you guys introduce yourselves. This is where I want you guys to say how you look, kind of basically, how you kind of present to the world. And then if you've written in bonds on your sheet, that's how you relate to each other. Go ahead and say what those are as well. And we'll go ahead and start. We'll do left to right. We'll do this order for everything that kind of comes in order. And it's left to right as the pictures are in my window. So we'll start with Jala, and then Jeremy, and then Kole.
Okay, I am Argyle, a Croach bone setter. I was probably once female, slim build with dark eyes that sometimes take on a glow or a sheen that looks kind of menacing, dangerous, whatever, maybe residual red poisoning or something. I don't really have much hair left on my head, but what there is kind of unkempt and wherever the hell. My clothing is reasonably clean, lab coat, that kind of thing, but blood spattered and things like that I do operate, and I am evil. I am actively experimenting on Kole's character without his knowledge. So I'm more than willing to operate on Jeremy when I can, because I want to dissect him sometime. So my bonds are pretty much like so. Kole has a disease that he isn't aware of, and it's my fault. It's basically a form of dementia brought on by radiation poisoning, because I am just basically testing to see what happens when I, stick irradiated stuff in his water and things like that without his knowing. And also, like I said, I am very happy whenever Jeremy gets hurt because that means that I can operate on him.
Yes.
So.
And so everyone knows, just in terms of the background, so the Croach are pretty much what we have instead of ghouls in Atomic. It's a little bit less limited. They don't always look like zombies. Essentially, people mutated by radiation.
Yeah. My particular character just has like peeling cracked skin and that kind of a thing. Yeah. You know, still
it's more
pretty,
just.
Yeah.
You can look like a zombie. You're just not limited to looking like a zombie.
Well, that's what mine.
Yeah. Oh, of course. I'm not trying to zombie shame you. I'm not. You can. So that's Argyle. One thing about Dungeon World that helps is try to refer to everyone in character. So when you guys refer to each other, if you guys, I'm just using little sticky notes.
You can, you can call me Argyle, or you can also say Arg. It's also fine.
Arg.
That'll be easier.
Yeah.
Jeremy, what about you?
My name is Benjamin. I am a bulky boy. My appearance is it's kind of hard to describe, but not because it's difficult to imagine. It's just because I'm so gross, if that makes any sense. I'm basically just put stuff on my body as I find it. So I am, and I never take a bath, so I'm filthy. I am a pretty dumb dude. Like I wear this gas mask all the time that covers most of my face and is kind of grown into my skin, but I'm too dumb to know that it doesn't work anymore. Haven't figured that out yet. I guess my bonds are that I like to sneak behind Argyle and just wipe one dirty finger down the middle of her back without her noticing.
The bonds are on the sheet. It's not so it's.
Oh, I'm not making that up. I thought I was just making that up.
You can actually make them up. I just
Go for
in
it.
case you guys play this again. There's
there are reasons I want to dissect you. Okay.
Yeah, they tend to be a little bit less specific than like than that. And it's the way that bonds work. If we were leveling up, which we won't during this session, you gain experience for resolving them, which means like when they are no longer true, or that thing has kind of come to pass, you can gain experience. So you are encouraged to have kind of evolving relationships with your companions in Dungeon World,
Gotcha.
but we won't level up today. So it could be something like the way you want to phrase that, other than just like I like to run a finger up.
I just like to make her clothes dirty. I thought that'd be funny since she's so clean.
Yeah, it would be something like I think Argyle is too clean. I want to drag them down in the dirt whenever I can, or something like that.
Gotcha.
Like they tend to be statements like that. They're more of a general belief about the person.
Okay. Well, I definitely think Argyle is too clean.
Yeah,
and it's kind of pretentious about it. Like I don't know the word pretentious, right? But I just know what that feeling is. So and I kind of look up to Kole, whose name I don't know yet, but I kind of look up to Kole because he's so far to me the only person that I've seen that I would follow into a battle.
And to put this in perspective, Argyle wears human skin as a leather armor, so too clean, but it's very clean human skin.
Very clean human skin.
Well, to be fair, Benjamin probably doesn't even know that it's human skin because he's so dumb. So
I'm incredibly stupid.
It's fine.
I don't know if I'm getting that across or not, but yeah.
And so people know a bulky boy is a class in this. It is not a gender. It is a title, so you can be a bulky whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's. And what race did you say you were, Benjamin?
Mutanic.
Mm-hmm.
Mutaniac,
yeah, which are essentially super mutants. So yes. A big mutated person. And then Kole, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yes, my character is named Nineball. I am a human gearloose. So I am kind of a wiry person with like a John Malkovich kind of appearance, bald with some stringy hair on the side, wearing glasses that kind of or goggles that kind of like amplify my eyes, my twitchy eyes. Let me see here. Pretty really just kind of focused on gathering old world tech and figuring out how it works. Most other stuff is not really of a concern to me. I roll with these two because it feels like they can help me get at what I want. So Argyle will be able to patch me back up if any misfortune befalls me, but that shouldn't happen because Benjamin should be taking all of the heat for me, right? He is my meat wall, my protection. As a gearloose, I come with a thingy, which is a piece of equipment that I have found in the waste. Mine looks suspiciously similar to like an old style like flip phone, feature phone kind of thing. And this gives me a couple of special abilities that we can deploy. We'll talk about it when we get there, I suppose. Yeah. As far as bonds go, Benjamin has threatened to break my thingy one too many times, and something has to be done. Just he knows I'm sensitive about it, so that's his leverage over me. And for Argyle, I believe that she has a piece of tech that she's hiding from me, and I need to convince her to give it to me. I believe it is some kind of piece of hidden medical equipment. Possibly related to microdosing somebody with radiation.
All right, yeah, that's perfect. And one of the things that is different in this like hack of this is that using old world technology is a role. It's a special move. It is difficult to do, and it tends to backfire because people just have forgotten what this stuff means for the most part. But that class kind of has a better understanding of it.
Yeah. Quick question. I have a special thing that I want to do, and I want to put this to you as a DM. I envision this character being very intelligent, but having incredibly poor charisma and being very insecure, so much so that he has a magic 8-ball that he uses.
Okay.
In order to help him decide what decision will be best at this point. He's so trusting this old world technology. It's a magic 9-ball because it's not our world. But at certain times, if I want to consult,
one better.
Is that fine, or does that count as a thing?
No, I have no problem with that.
Okay.
That's usually like on the equipment section. This was something that I haven't fully developed on the play sheets, but there's usually like you have one little bit of flavor thing in your equipment. Mm-hmm. That's not a strict mechanical advantage. It just kind of does some world building.
Yeah.
So that can definitely be yours for sure. So that is our characters. And when we start this, as I mentioned, you are petitioning for membership of the Jackie Robinsons. And we begin our adventure. You are in the middle of the diamond, and you are standing in front, on top of and around and in front of just a huge pile of mutated animals. There is a two-headed wolf, and its tongue is hanging out. It's been brained. There is a giant scorpion that has had its exoskeleton ripped in half and is kind of leaking this green, foul-smelling ichor out. There is most notably, there is a bear there that has arms coming out of its chest, and both of its arms are broken, and it is crawling around kind of pathetically behind it. And you are standing victorious over this. And as we get started, I'll ask each of you a question. Argyle, what were you doing before you decided to make your journey to go join this gang, and why did you decide to leave your settlement?
Well, I was performing random little operations and experiments on people in my settlement without their knowing, but people started to get wise, so that's why I skipped out. But these particular guys that I ended up falling in with here, Benjamin and Nineball, they are, interesting subjects, I think. So that is why I'm here. It can help get me a little bit further along with all of my wonderful medical fun.
And Benjamin, this is your second trial that you're at the end of. What was your first trial to join the gang, and how did it leave a lasting impression on you?
My first trial was to convince two people. No, I'm sorry. Excuse me. My first trial was to track and hunt down a mutated spider, and I am not very good at tracking mutated spiders or anything. I tried my best and just continually failed. So I'm hoping that if we have to track any mutated spiders, these two, Argyle and Nineball, can help me out again.
And Nineball, you're looking behind you at this carnage around you. How on earth did you guys win this fight?
Well, I identified and mapped the behavior of the animals onto particular circuits that I had seen before. But I'm not that great at it, so mostly it involved trying to trick and convince the different animals to attack each other, as opposed to attacking us.
Mm-hmm. So kind of turn them against each other.
Yes.
There. Okay.
It was full of incident and misadventure. It was
yes. Yes. You barely made it out on the skin of your teeth through a series of kind of mishaps there. So it is by the end of this battle, it is dusk, and you're standing in the middle of this, and the bleachers surrounding you are full of members of the Jackie Robinson, with wild asymmetrical haircuts and torn uniforms, and they pull out these red tubes, inflated tubes, and start banging them together in a rhythm. Chunk, 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 chunk. And as that happens, in the middle of the diamond, in an elevated platform, comes the leader of the gang. You haven't met him before. You've gotten your first trial, and this one from a subordinate. But you see him there. It is Coach Scrom, who is the renowned leader of this gang. And he comes out and he starts giving you a slow clap out there and says, "You worms have done well on your trial. Approach." And what do you do?
I reach out and I push Benjamin to walk forward.
Okay, you push Benjamin to walk forward. You take a couple of awkward steps forward, and you can see Coach Scrom kind of smirk a little bit. And he says, "You've passed your first 2 trials, but in order to join the glorious Jackie Robinson's Kings of the Diamond, you must pass a 3rd. I've heard tell of an egg near the settlement of the Grove, northeast, just past Ford's Rock. You will find this egg for us. You will find out how to get inside. And if there are any inhabitants, take care of them. This is where we will build our empire." And you have... go ahead.
I just want to look back and make sure that my 2 companions understood that, because I'm having trouble kind of parsing all of that out besides the egg.
You kind of like tilt your head just a little bit sideways. If anybody wants to, if you want to, you can spout lore about any of those things. So that is a basic move that you have. This is a way that you can see what it's kind of like a knowledge check in a traditional RPG. You roll 2d6 plus intelligence or wisdom.
Yes,
I'm going to look
it's
intelligence. And then depending on how well that turns out, I will either tell you something interesting and useful about whatever you're talking about, or just something interesting and you will have to make it useful.
Yeah.
And then I'll ask you how you know that.
I have the highest intelligence here. I'm going to assume, just because that's what Nineball would do. So let's try and spout lore on this. My modifier is +2.
So go ahead and roll 2d6.
Okay, 7, so 9.
Okay, so a 9. And what are you specifically checking your knowledge against? Or
I'm checking my knowledge for what that particular egg in this region, what its particular kind of like gimmick would be.
Okay. So you haven't heard of a specific egg in this region, but in the past, when you have gone through and kind of studied old technology that had come from eggs, you know that this region was used as a test bed for egg tech. They were doing. This is not where the control eggs were. This is where the.
You need to stop saying eggs.
I will never stop saying eggs. It's all egg themed. So this is where it is not where control eggs were, or where the egg tech like staff eggs were. You know, this was a place where they were doing experiments in this region, kind of rolling. It's like a test market, almost like like an Arby's test market, except for super science.
Oh, by the way, I need to interject something. The dementia I didn't specify that Kole happens to have, or sorry, Nineball has, is what I like to refer to as jargon aphasia, where he just says shit that he thinks is going to be, that is actually nonsense, but he thinks that it makes sense. So anyway, that might have something to do with how he's talking about this. I may be a little skeptical about anything he says about this egg.
All right. Yeah. So what's my next move? Do I need to explain why I know that?
Yeah. How do I mean? I kind of accidentally took some of that from you from saying that you got it from old technology. But yeah, go ahead and pretend I didn't, because that was a mistake on my part.
Assumption. Yeah. Yeah. So by recrombulating all of the internal circuit chips and looking into the memory banks, I've determined that this is some kind of test bed for these places. Everything kind of points to this being full of unknowns.
I'm just pretty much looking at him like, trying to debate in my head if this is actually like legit or if he's just off on another crazy tangent because I poisoned him. Not sure.
It's hard to tell where the poison begins,
Yeah.
and the 9-ball ends, or
Yes.
vice versa. It is evening, as I mentioned, and Coach Scrum, after he presents you with that, and you guys kind of talk about amongst yourself a little bit, he turns around and walks back in, and the different gang members kind of start dispersing. Just kind of leaving you to it. It is to the northeast. That's just about all you got. So you can kind of start heading in that direction. You have heard of these settlements in general. Everyone knows Ford's Rock. That is a fairly big settlement in the area. But other than that, you have not heard of the Grove on your way there. So you can head out. You can try to gather additional information or supplies. You can do whatever you want. It is a game of the imagination. You're left here in the middle of this field. What do you do?
I just immediately start walking in what I think is northeast.
I
Without regard to whether there's a wall there.
I pretty much, I am not really as interested in this task. I just want to go ahead and get it over with so I can move on with all of my unique experiments and whatever. And one of my test subjects is going to the northeast right now, so I need to go after him. So off I go, following after Benjamin.
I stop and pick up one of the more intact carcasses in order to inspect its stomach contents for tech.
What kind of carcass? Which one? What do you pick up?
Maybe one of these smaller ponies or horses, or one of the larger rad dogs.
Okay. You find a small pony, and start taking it apart.
Well, they're moving, so I just want to pick it up and sling it over my shoulder.
Oh, gotcha. Take it with you. Okay. Yeah, mark that down. You've got a mostly dead small mutated pony.
Okay.
With you that you're carrying there. You approach the fence that surrounds the compound there, and there's a kind of a crude guard tower built up. The wind is picking up. There's kind of a little bit of dust in your face as you head out. And if you are heading out from the settlement, you guys are doing a thing called undertaking a perilous journey in the world of Dungeon World. It is everyone gets a roll for this. Everyone chooses something. So you have a Pathfinder. You have and these are wisdom rolls that you guys are making. One person is and actually let me pull up.
While you're pulling that up, Gary, I just want to mention I got a text from Autumn, who's watching the chat for us, and
Yes.
we had a $500 donation during the first part of this
Oh,
stream.
that's fantastic. Do we know who from?
I believe it's Michael Pren. Yes. So
Thank you,
you very much,
Michael.
Michael.
I'm not going to. I can't say much, but thank you. I'll
Yeah.
cry if I talk too much. So, thank you.
Thank you, Michael. That's great. So you're undertaking a perilous journey. One person is the trailblazer, who scouts ahead. One is the quartermaster, who kind of maintains your rations, and one is the scout. So this is a wisdom roll. The quartermaster, if you do very well, you can get through this without using as much rations as you would ordinarily. The trailblazer reduces the amount of time that it takes, and the scout allows you to spot trouble quick enough to where you can get the drop on it. So go ahead and choose your rolls, and this is a 2d6 plus your wisdom modifier, and then let me know who's doing what and what your final tallies were.
Well, I'll go out there and make sure that we can find the fastest route for the route taking. So I'll go and do the wayfinding.
And I seem very much like a quartermastery type, if you ask me. So that's what I'm doing.
And even though I have a history of not finding mutated spiders, I'll pretend that I do and be the scout.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, and we'll go in the order that we said before. So I'll go ahead and have Jala go first as the quartermaster.
All right, so my total was 8.
8. So that means you did your job just about as well as expected. Everybody mark off 1 ration, which is what it took to get on your journey to make your way there. Jeremy, what do you got going on?
I have a 4, and my modifier is a +1.
Okay, so a 5.
5
so
total.
that is a roll that's so on a less than 6. That's considered a failure. If you guys play this in the future, that's when you mark experience. So by doing badly, that's how you level up, or one of the ways you level up. In Dungeon World, we'll deal with that in just a moment, the consequences of that. But let's do Kole first before we do that.
And I got a 7.
7. So it takes the amount of time that you would expect. It's
the best.
Say what?
I'm the best.
You're yeah, the best. It takes a day, but it's all about the journey rather than the destination. You take the regular amount of time, but that's actually a positive in this case. So as you are making your way through the waste, you see kind of in the distance, you see a evidence of a settlement. You start seeing buildings crop up, and they're abandoned gas stations. They have signs in the window that say no gas, and then kind of hastily are scrawled signs that say no food, and then so those kind of increase in frequency. You see one, then you see a couple more as you get there. You cross a road that has kind of rusted out shells of cars that are kind of covered in dust on your way there. And as you walk past one of these gas stations, Jeremy, go ahead and roll 1d6 and take that amount, subtract your armor, and you take that much damage as you feel, as you walk by one of these things, a stabbing in the middle of your back.
Jesus.
All right, that's 5 minus my armor, which is 1, I think.
I think that your armor. So you have. I forgot to mention this in the beginning. So it depends on what you choose. You can have
semi-truck tire armor is what I'm wearing.
So you'll actually have 2 armor because you have 3 junk.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So all 3 of you, you have kind of 3 uses of your skills. So you should have 3 junk. Jala should have 3 charges on her med kit. Or excuse me, Argyle. And then 9ball should have 3 charges on his thingy. So just make sure you've got that marked down. So you just feel this prick in your back, right dead center in the center that has somehow pierced your covering of junk. And what do you do? Everyone, what do you do, Jeremy? Or what do you do, Benjamin? Sorry.
I yell because it hurts and I'm surprised is the first thing, and then I twirl around without even looking, and I just immediately have a fist trying to go to where I think somebody's face would be.
Okay.
So I'm going to turn around and attack immediately without even care or concern about who it might be or what it might be.
You whip around, swinging your fist wildly, and see that on one of the gas stations you passed, standing on the roof is a man, tall, lanky man, wearing a football helmet with shoulder pads, and he is standing with his hands on his hips, and he says, "If you guys are going to pass through gridiron territory, you have to pay a tribute." And everyone, the other 2 of you see you as Benjamin flips around, you see a spear that looks comically small compared to his size, but is actually a full-size spear sticking out of his back.
I was about to ask what it was that actually hit him. So, in the interest of science, medical science, of course. But,
it was a spear. What do you? And you can see people, a couple of people, kind of creeping out of the gas station there, who are armed with crude spears and knives on sticks and machetes. coming out, a group of them. What do you do? They're slowly approaching.
I shout, "Hey, do you accept pony payments?
Yeah.
I have a pony for you."
He kind of cocks his head a little bit, and he says, "We got plenty of meat, but I'll take that thing in your hand there." And he kind of nods towards
Oh,
towards
my
your
pony,
instrument.
the thing I'm holding right here. Yes.
Somebody's got a smart mouth. One of you guys go up there and shut it. And one of the guys who had come out of the gas station, who's got a machete, approaches you menacingly. 9-ball. How do you react?
I swing the pony around so it's been over my back. I swing
Mm-hmm.
it to the front, and I was like, "Oh, you like football, huh? So how about this tackle?" And then I use that to shield my shoulder as I
you
do a physical attack to like knock him off balance.
Okay.
Benjamin thinks that's a bad pun, and he's not a very smart guy. I just want you to know that.
So this would be a physical attack on him. So this would be a hack and slash move. So you roll plus strength, and let me know how you do.
9.
9. Okay. So on a 9, it is an exchange. You roll your damage to the person, and they roll their damage to you. So you take 1d6 damage from that.
I take 5.
You take 5. Okay. Nobody knows what that is.
Someone hijacking the stream over here. Get over here.
And then in the middle of our Dungeon World stream, you're gonna I don't know what that. And then go ahead and roll your damage against
4.
4. So you do 4 damage. You describe what happens.
So I have swung the pony around and as a way to like block his machete as he tries to attack me with it. And that has taken some of the blow, but not all of it. Instead, what I have done is use that as almost cover to quick draw and whip around and shoot him with my handmade like zip gun kind of thing.
Okay. So you're able to get off a shot, and it's a good shot to him. It is a serious wound, so which he clutches his side, but he actually manages to kind of cut through part of the pony, which is partially rotted in the day that you spent. So it's a little bit looser and sluicer. So he's able to cut into your shoulder as you do so. The man with the football helmet who's on top of the gas station says, "That's how we're gonna play it, huh?" Gah! And jumps off the gas station and puts his arm down and his hand out, in an old timey, and starts running towards you, Benjamin. What do you do?
Just let me know when I'm able to do something. By the way,
Yeah,
I'm still standing there. At the moment.
Yeah, it's not
So-
it's not initiative based. It's kind of like you kind of just go
Whenever?
with the flow.
Okay.
So, and it's all things that you do that are in reaction to things around you. So you can jump in and do something with him attacking Benjamin, but there are people kind of encroaching from the sides as well. And also, as a general thing, you have some narrative control over what's around as well. So if you can think of something, there's ways to kind of look around for advantages. That's a move. You can say like, "Hey, is this thing around? I would like to do this." It doesn't have to just be a featureless Final Destination, Fox No Items thing with a gas station and some guys. Like you are in the outskirts of a town, if you recall. So.
Yeah. Well, things that. Well, I don't know if you want to continue what you're doing with Benjamin first, or
it's up to you. You can jump in. Like people, I just describe what's happening. You guys react.
Yeah, Argyle, while 9-ball is doing all this crap, and everything is starting to blow up. Like I would have originally been just looking for anything I can use as to my advantage before everything happened, but stuff started happening before I could do that. So
You guys got
instead.
ambushed.
Yeah, we basically got ambushed, and then everybody started doing stuff, and so I didn't have much of a chance for that. So what I would be doing is with the guy who just attacked 9-ball with the machete, I would be trying to, kind of sidle around him while he's distracted, and stab him with my scalpel.
You can definitely do that. The reason why these guys got the drop on you is because of Jeremy's bad roll when you guys came through there. So they get to do their thing first. You can kind of move over there and join that fight. There are also people kind of approaching you from the side as well.
Save me
as
in
this
numbers. I don't want to
goes.
be by myself over there.
Okay, yeah, you can go ahead and do that. And I would the person who attacked Nine Ball is holding his side after he's kind of been shot by the homemade zip gun thing, but he's still kind of approaching him. So he's definitely distracted. He's just been shot. So what do you do?
Well, I've been moving around to the back of him while, they're doing whatever they're doing. And so I am trying to basically sneak up behind him and, rush him and stab him and, whatever point looks weakest to me at that moment.
Okay. So
using my knowledge of anatomy or whatever. That's one of my skills.
Yes. Yeah. So to get over there and to get over there without him noticing, that's gonna be a defy danger roll to get over there. So how are you avoiding his notice? What method are you using to avoid his notice and actually get that advantageous position?
Woo, it roboted out right about then, but I'm assuming that you're asking me how I'm doing this thing. So
yes. Yeah. What approach are you taking?
More or less, I am move slowly so you don't draw attention to yourself while these people are doing their thing over there, and just looking kind of as if oh yeah, I'm looking at all these other people over here, but through my peripheral vision, watching what's going on and moving myself into an advantageous position without looking like that's what I'm doing. Super apparent. Because there's not really any cover that I can see right in the immediate area. So
I mean, there can be, because it can be like, again, you have some narrative control over the setting, so you can say.
But the problem is there's if we're being ambushed and there's a bunch of people around, they're going to be watching where I am. So there's not going to be any cover for me.
You're not trying to be stealthy. They know where they know where you're at.
Yeah.
So make a defy danger roll using charisma. You're trying to fake them out.
Okay.
So you're trying to look non-threatening.
So that's 2d6 in my charisma. Okay. That would be a 9 after modifier.
Okay. So I'm going to say, in that case, you can you start kind of making your way over there, and you, if you want to. So this is a choice for your character. You kind of start making your way by, and you're like do. No need to look at me. And you can make your way over there, but if you do so, it's going to appear to your companions as if you are sitting this out, and they may react accordingly. It makes it look like you are trying to get away. There.
Well, they know how I am. My disposition by now, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm generally pretty menacing, and I don't really think Benjamin is smart enough to know what's going on anyway. So
that's why. He's going to think you are, as you're kind of.
Okay. Yeah.
Why aren't you just fighting these people? So you can still do it. So this is the choice.
I'm still doing it.
Okay.
I'm doing it.
You do so.
That's my prerogative.
Like you're heading on over there, Benjamin. It looks like your companion's abandoning you. How do you react?
Well, while Argyle has been abandoning the fight, and while Nine Ball has been, trying to kill this thing, I have been steadily trying to reach behind my back and take this giant spear out of me, and it results in this comical kind of twirling. And if this dude is running towards me, I'm kind of thinking that this dude will just run into this spear as I'm twirling around chasing my own the spear that's
tail. Yes, you're chasing your tail.
Yes, I'm chasing my own tail.
You want to try to reach for the back and attempt to so you can we'll go ahead and treat that and we'll treat that as an attack. Like if you're doing it unintentionally, you're spinning around and having that happen. He didn't the GM doesn't roll, so there's nothing that's a sweet pup. There's nothing that I do, so I can't fail in this. It's just what happens to you. So we'll treat that as an attack. So go ahead and roll hack and slash 2d6 plus strength.
So I rolled a 2, and my strength is 16 plus 2.
2. So it's another 4.
4.
So as he's approaching you, you are spinning around wildly. And it just doesn't, he passes through the windmill in mini putt. You happen to be facing him as he approaches you with his charge. And so take 1d6 damage, and he knocks you off your feet. He has tackled you.
That was 4 damage.
as one of the things. So you take 4 damage. You fall on your back, which breaks the spear. It doesn't like impale you or anything. The spear just breaks. It is now useless. And you are on your back, and he is on top of you. However, Argyle has now moved into position next to you, and you see the two of them kind of rolling around. You also again have people rapidly approaching you with weapons as well, now from your flank. So you do have this person who is unaware of you, who's on the ground, who is engaged with Benjamin, but there are also things coming your way from your periphery as well.
Yeah,
What do you
well,
do?
the problem is that I am not going to go face something that's, not already like distracted. I have a better advantage against this thing on the ground than I do any of these people coming at me. So besides which, if I can free up Benjamin, he can go after these other people. So that's why I want to definitely.
Perfect. How do you describe what you do?
Okay. I pull out my scalpel and, using my wonderful knowledge of anatomy, look for the weakest point I can get to at this juncture and stab at it, so I can maybe get him like distracted enough to where Benjamin will have an advantage whenever he gets, wind.
Are you using your living anatomy move
Yes.
on your sheet?
Yes.
Okay. Roll 2d6 plus your dex modifier.
Okay. That would be 11.
11. That's great. So if you see that list of things you can do that's on the sheet, do you have that available?
Yes.
Okay. Choose 2 of those things you would like to have happen to the opposing captain here.
Okay. Well, I want to deal more damage to this guy.
Okay.
So I want to do that, and I want to temporarily stop him from acting.
Excellent. So go ahead and let's roll damage first and see if that ends up taking care of the problem.
Okay, so that's 1d8 and
plus
then
1d6.
1d6. Uh-huh. Okay, so I got a 4 and a 6, so 10.
You find describe the weak point that you found. How do you disable him? You are going to slaughter him as well. So you summarily
awesome.
execute this person.
I commit. He happens to twist in such a way that I can move my scalpel around and basically cut open his belly. Ritual suicide. Japanese style. So has spill his guts everywhere.
You
Benjamin
spill
is loving this.
his guts all over Benjamin.
All over.
It's just so hard right now.
Yeah. Gut bath, yay!
he attempts to grab his guts, and that would have stopped him from moving. You would have paralyzed him with intense stomach pain, but instead you have murdered him with intense stomach pain. He rolls off of Benjamin, gripping his guts. His helmet rolls off. Another one of the raiders runs up and grabs it and says, "I'm captain of the team now. Follow me," and charges towards you. While this is happening, so you kind of look like everyone who's come out of the gas station, who's going to come out of the gas station, probably has. There are 4 people left. There's the person that you have wounded, 9-ball, the new captain, who is standing a little bit extra tall with his helmet, and then 2 other ones who are approaching Argyle from behind at this point, from the side. How do you react to this? You have your pony has been shunted off onto this person on the ground. You're ponyless.
I turn to the person who said, "I am the new captain," and I say, "Not so fast."
Okay.
And dramatically, I whip out my flip phone.
Okay.
And I play to them what sounds like a missive from their gods.
Okay.
So what they hear is what sounds like the announcements from a regular football game. Your regular John Madden. And he goes around for the Hail Mary pass. Oh gosh, score! Blah blah blah.
Okay. So this is one of the moves that you have as part of your thingy. You can duplicate any sound you've ever heard with 100% accuracy. Where did you hear this?
When I was rooting around in vaults, I found a gigantic store of
30 for 30 documentaries.
Yep.
Like the
basically somebody, one of the egg people was a really big football fan, and they had stored up a large number of VHS tapes, whatever the equivalent would be in this society. And I figured, okay, some of this might be useful for distraction, at certain points, because it's kind of all over the place. It describes basically troop movements more than anything. And so I captured a couple of those to keep in my kind of like Squawk Box Talk Boy, my Kevin McAllister
Hey,
Home
kids.
Alone 2 Talk Boy.
You do so. You play that, and you have distracted him. It kind of plays out for everybody, and everyone kind of looks over to you and kind of stops in their tracks for a moment. Benjamin, how do you take advantage of this? What do you do?
So I'm still on my back on the ground
Yep.
with fresh guts all over my body.
Yes, not yours, luckily.
Not my guts. I'm pretty mad about this whole situation. I'm happy about the guts. So I give Argyle a quick thumbs up on that one. So thank you, Argyle. But I'm mad about the spear in my back, and I'm kind of done with this whole football metaphor. So I'm getting kind of angry at everything around me. So I'm gonna find the nearest enemy, and I just want to charge at him as fast as I can. I believe I can take one of my junk while I'm doing that and throw it at this person.
So it'd be two different things. It'd be two different moves, but they're distracted.
Okay.
So I don't see why you can't do both. So one would be a hack and slash. The other one would be a volley. And take +1 to both of them because they are distracted.
Okay. So I need to do a 1d6.
Yeah. So it's a 2d6
hack
plus
and
strength
slash?
and 2d6 plus dex. So one of the person you're tackling, and while you're throwing a piece of junk, and describe what you're throwing at the other person as well when you do it.
Okay. So 1 and 3 plus. So my first 2d6 is 5.
Okay. You're the only person who's failing your rolls, and you're doing it consistently.
Yeah. This is really great.
I'm like, you should just be using the little dice generator that I linked up in.
Yeah, because obviously I'm not doing very well with this.
If this keeps up, I'm going to check your stub of contents for tech.
So and what what was the volley? The second do the second roll. What do you do?
Let's see, 3, 4. Jeez, 6.
Okay, and did you factor in the +1 you're getting for the distraction?
I did not. No, so 7.
Okay, and is the first one? What was the first one before the +1? Was it a 4 or 5?
It was a 5 and then +1 for the distraction, so 6.
Okay,
6 for the hack and slash and 7 for the volley.
Okay, so you run towards the two people who are menacing Argyle there, and you toss off a piece of junk at one of them. So you can't. You get to do your damage to them, but you can either have to kind of put yourself into an inconvenient spot to make the hit, like either a dangerous kind of situation. You can have it not be like, you can have it kind of be a glancing attack, which you do your damage minus 1d6, or you consume 1 ammo, which would be junk in this case. So you lose that piece of junk, it breaks, or you can't reclaim it. Which of those will you choose?
So I'm going to run over. I'm going to pull apart this kind of old broken radiator that I found that I really only enjoyed because it was made by a company named Resner, and I have vague memories of the old world where I like 9 Inch Nails. So I'm going to pull off this old broken radiator, and while I'm running, I'm going to throw it at this nearest person, and when it hits them, it's going to break. So I'm now
You're
without
using
that
a junk.
junk.
Okay, roll your
I'm
damage
using a junk.
against them.
Do I have to? I'm not good at this.
So it's 1d10.
Okay.
So it's an attack. So you do have to roll your damage. What do you get?
I got a 3.
Okay.
Use the dice generator.
Yeah, I'm changing. I'm going to change.
There's no matter who it is or what game anyone ever plays, like dice superstitions come into play.
Yeah.
Like no matter
Oh,
what,
I know.
no matter how like silly I think it is, I still do it, and everyone
Oh,
does
yeah.
it. And it's like, this DC to 6 sucks, and it's like, well, they're
Yeah.
not they're their dice. You hit him solidly in the stomach, and he kind of kind of falls back. You hear a crack as you do, and he's kind of holding this radiator. He doesn't really know what to do with it. The other person you're running towards, though, manages to sidestep you and kind of hits you with their knife that they have. So you miss the charge with him. So go ahead and take your 1d6 damage for your hack and slash that you did.
So,
This is the one to get the low one on, Jeremy.
yeah. So
Benjamin.
So use the
this is
actual
a
dice
4,
for this one.
Yeah.
Okay. So you take that damage minus your armor, which is 2.
which is 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So that is, I am up to 6 damage already, and we've been playing for 37 seconds.
That's true. An hour and middle. How do you, Argyle? What do you do with this distraction? Nobody is really paying attention at this point. The man in the football helmet is still kind of transfixed by the audio that Nine Ball has played. Somebody has just been hit by a radiator, and then this person is engaged with Benjamin.
I'm gonna go after the person with the helmet because I want to get that helmet so I can maybe get these other people to stop. So I'm doing that whole trying to sidle over, sneak behind him, and stab at him while he's staring off into space or whatever.
You don't
he's
have
doing.
to do a roll for this because he is distracted.
Yeah.
They're hearing something from the old world, so you can go ahead and make your weak point strike on him. But you still have to make that roll, but you don't have to.
That would be the 2d6 and dex. I like this generator. It's an 11 plus my dex, which would be 12.
Okay, that's great. Choose 2 from this this list, so you can either make.
All right. Again, I want to do extra damage to him, and I also want to, I guess, create an advantage. That would be a good one to do.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your damage. We'll see if you summarily execute him as well.
All right. So that's 1d8, which is 4, and then 1d6, which is 3, so 7.
Yeah, that does it. Describe what you do. He's not necessarily. He doesn't even necessarily have his back to you. He's just kind of looking up like.
I walk up and stab him right in the chest, or actually right in the throat.
Okay. You know where his vein is.
I know where his vein is, and I just go for it.
You go for the universal weak point rather than a specific one. Just the weak point we all carry around our heads on. You walk up to him, and using that distraction, you spill his blood all over your clothing.
Over everywhere.
Yeah. Like a slaughtered pig. And he falls to his knees in front of you.
Sounds good. I snatched that helmet.
You pull off his helmet. You have a football helmet.
Ooh. So, at this point, can I still do something else?
Well,
I just want to. I'm not like doing an action per se. I'm just turning around with the helmet, holding it up to the other 2 dudes who are still doing whatever, and I'm like, "Hey, look who is now your team captain."
You hold up the helmet, and upon seeing this, they start to flee.
Right.
They get out. Their new leader.
I raise the volume on the sound and I say, "I am the prophet for the new king, the seneschal. You must obey us and come and help."
So you are. I'm going to call this to try to get them to kind of stop. I'm going to call this a parlay move because you definitely have some leverage over them in terms of a threat and in terms of the recording. So go ahead and roll a parlay, which is a 2d6 plus charisma.
Minus charisma.
It's okay. It's they're not. It is okay to fail this.
5.
They continue to run. They don't. They are too terrified to be cowed by this, and they're
dicks worship us.
Yeah. They're gonna go start a new theme. They're gonna go find a hockey shed and start a new gang. But yeah, so you stand in the ruins of the battle, and the wind is picking up. This is the end of the first day there, of a day's travel there. What do you do?
I say that we should go chill out in this gas station so I can do a little operation on Big Boy Benjamin, who is injured anyway. It's pretty convenient. Give me something to do with my time.
Yeah. I ignore the gigantic wound on my shoulder and start working to take apart some of the pumps to see if they have any servos or gigaws that I can harvest.
Okay. Yeah.
I haven't seen any signs that say no eggs. I've seen no gas and no food. So I'm going to go look for the egg that's I've been told that I need to go find, which is the only thing I remember from the beginning of this quest.
Yeah.
I'm pretty dumb.
So I'm like following you around, trying to operate on you as you keep walking. Is that what's going on? Okay.
Sounds accurate. Yeah.
Well, presumably
Okay.
you'll make camp at some point. This initially happens, but you guys will still need to sleep and such. So you make camp. Eventually, you could kind of there's nothing really, like, most of the stuff has been scavenged here. You can do a discern realities if you want to look out and see if there's anything kind of hidden that might be useful, or find out information about this area. There's nothing immediately useful though. This has definitely been picked over multiple times.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really interested in operating on Benjamin, so I'm kind of occupied at the moment.
No, that's fine. They you can do so if you use so Benjamin. So you would be able to use the medkit, but he is too wounded for a superficial wound, which is what your medkit can kind of take care of. Okay. So in your race background, Jala, what did you choose? So you're a Croach, is that correct?
Yes.
So if you're doing wasteland medicine on a Croach, you can heal up to D6 damage, or up to 6 damage. For everyone else, it's 4. So you can, that is only to kind of cure superficial wounds. He'll heal a little bit through resting. So, and he does not have a like a narrative disease. Doesn't have like a broken arm, or like he's not irradiated or anything like that. So mechanically, there's nothing that does. He doesn't need that move mechanically, but you can do it for flavor. Kind of inspect his wounds and gain knowledge of his anatomy.
Well, that's my whole goal in life when it comes to Benjamin, is to do that. That's my steez. So yeah,
I'm just clarifying that it's a story beat rather than a mechanical beat.
Yeah.
So Benjamin, do you allow Argyle to take a look at your wounds?
She handed me the football helmet, and I'm spending a large amount of time trying to fit it onto my head and other various parts of my body. So I'm totally not even paying attention.
I was actually going to give it to him anyway. So perfect, works for me.
So I am 100% distracted by the football helmet, and while she does whatever she's doing behind me. So.
Okay. You poke around in his general woundedness while overnight. Go ahead, Kole, make that discern realities thing to kind of check out the spot.
And that's plus wisdom?
Indeed.
8.
So you can ask one question from the list of discern realities. Do you have that handy, or I can tell you what they are too?
I need to. It's up in a different tab. Okay, so from discern realities, what happened here recently? What's about to happen? What should I be on the lookout for? What here is useful or valuable to me? Who's really in control here? What is not as it appears to be? What here is valuable to me?
Okay. While kind of going through the gas station, which has kind of like dirty mats on the ground, some of which are made from things you'd find around a gas station. So like windshield wiper rags and desiccated bags of hot dog buns and stuff that people have made beds. While flipping through those, you find one of them and flip it up and find a hatch that's on the ground that looks like a rusted out floor safe. So it used to be have a locking mechanism and things. Time has kind of worn down the locking mechanism, so now it is just a compartment in the ground. And you open that up, and you find supplies, food, like where they had kept their stash of food and water. A couple of gallon jugs of dirty-looking water, and several cans of fancy boy brand beans. That they had.
Are there any bags of homemade Wasteland brand Fritos?
There's something that looks like it could be a Frito. You're not sure if it is it could be a toenail, could be a Frito. It could be any number of things. The dreaded Frito Bandito has not shown up here.
I take this stuff back to the share with the others, and I regale them with tales of how gas stations fit into the old world as they complete the surgery.
Complete the inspection. So you guys, between all of you, you can take 2 more food rations. You can split that up however you like.
Equal sounds fine.
Okay. I mean, there's 2, so it can't be quite equal.
Oh, 2.
Yeah.
I just assume when they say equal, it means with not Benjamin. That's what they think.
Well, you're a big boy, so I'll give one to you, and I'll give one to the doctor because she's keeping us alive. So,
even though none of us, neither Benjamin nor Argyle nor I are really listening to anything that Nine Ball's saying, but I mean, whatever. He's just talking. It's fine.
I'm telling him about how gas stations were the premier place to buy $1 roses.
Yeah, those little glass tubes that people used. So you wake up the next day. Go ahead and well, it's actually up to you. So you can rest. Rest means you take a day and you more or less kind of don't do anything. That is the primary way you can heal. That is a full heal, but it will take a ration from everybody. Like, you guys will have to eat during that time. Otherwise, wounds don't magically kind of heal overnight. So the next, you can either head out the next day, or you can rest a day here, and it's possible that additional complications will happen at the end of that, but you will be able to heal.
Gary,
what do you do?
I didn't roll for doing my wasteland medicine or anything on what's his head.
You weren't, like I said, it was a story thing, not a mechanical thing.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure.
He's too wounded for a med kit.
Okay, cool. Well, I am not wounded at all, so I don't really care, but I'm not going to leave these guys because I'm interested in them for science. So whatever they're doing is what I'm doing. So
what do you guys think?
As long as I have my football helmet, and I don't really care that I'm bleeding from my back, so I'm ready to roll.
And front.
Yeah.
Well, that's somebody else's. Well, yeah, I guess I am bleeding from. Yeah, I'm bleeding from both ends, Gary. Thank you for calling attention to that.
No problem.
I see no reason to stop.
Okay. You guys wake up the next day and continue. You pass through. The town. The settlement gets thicker. It's thick. So there are more buildings and stuff until you are seeing kind of torn down buildings where bricks are kind of crumbling through. You see the remains of murals that are faded from wind and dust, and now just kind of look like abstract paintings, but at one point were probably advertisements or public art. As you kind of pass through, and you get to this is not the settlement. This is not Forge Rock. You haven't gotten there. This is a smaller town along the way. As you guys are walking forward, in the distance, you see kind of a on the horizon, like a dark shape. And as you get closer, it looks like somebody has built at the edge of this town a makeshift wall. There are cars, vans, sheets of corrugated metal that people have stacked up to create a barrier at the edge of this town. And it kind of goes almost as far as you can see in either direction, right or left. What do you do?
Well, I'm nominally the scout, so I suppose that I should try to see if there's any kind of hidden passage through this wall, if we can go directly through it before trying to figure out how we go over it or around it.
Okay. So if you want to, that would be discern realities to look for a hidden passage or to check out the wall.
Okay.
So that's a 2d6 plus wisdom.
All right. So 2d6 is 8 plus wisdom, which is 1, so 9.
Okay. So you can ask one question from that list. It is what happened here recently, what is about to happen, what should I be on the lookout for, what here is useful or valuable to me, who is really in control, and what is not what it appears to be.
What here is useful or valuable to me?
You kind of look through the wall, and the wall is pretty sturdily constructed. It is you don't really find a secret passage, but you do manage to find a car door from a compact car that is not well affixed, and you're able to take that and add it to your bulk. So you can take one junk by affixing this car door to your back, and that also feels nice because you've been stabbed in the back before, and now there's a Mini Cooper. Door in the way.
Are we talking about like a Nissan Sentra or like so? Yeah, but a Mini Cooper door, like that's about the size of my back, so I'm okay with that.
Your back, your pussy, and your crack. So go ahead and take one junk from this as Excellent. You peel that off of the wall. The wall still seems sturdy though, as you look at it.
I told y'all I was a bad scout, so we need this going in.
I take this moment to use the camera on my flip phone to look and see if anybody is patrolling on top of the wall, using the digital zoom to kind of see if anybody is watching or spotted us.
Okay. Let me see real quick. I'm taking a look at your thing. So that is just a flavor thing. That is not a move.
Yeah,
from your,
it really wouldn't do anything. It just it makes me feel better about myself.
I'm just checking to make sure it wasn't invoking a thing, because you don't. Nobody is patrolling on top of the wall. You haven't actually seen anybody here other than the group of gang members. at the front. This
So-
seems largely abandoned, and it ends up making sense based on what you've kind of nominally looked through. Like there aren't a lot of resources here, and most notably, there's not really a source of water. Since the water you found were in jugs, people definitely brought that with them here. We haven't seen a well or a stream or anything like that.
Yeah. So they're probably not going to
Well-
be staying the whole time.
Well, if there is no visible way to get around the wall, I'm not about to dig through it. I'm going to see if there's anything I can use to stack up so we can kind of climb over the wall.
You're gonna Deus Ex it.
Yeah.
So you look around just kind of for debris around, and there's debris. You kind of dig through town in order to get enough to kind of get over the wall. It'll take the better part of this day to get there, but that is an option.
Well, because Benjamin is very busy, like, going, hee, and like trying to look at his back at his new door that's attached to his back. And, Nine Ball's over there just like zooming around and derping on his phone. I'm just doing what needs to be done to get on with the business.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I mean,
I will offer to help because if there's obviously nobody around, it makes sense to have two of us.
Yeah, I mean, it's a better part of a day if you guys all help. Like it's a fairly tall wall, so that is one option for the group. But just so you know, it will pass time. So it is up to you whether you want to go that route.
Can we, as I'm kind of looking behind myself to admire my new back armor, I also see that it goes off pretty far in the distance, right? There's no option to walk around this thing.
And there might be, not from where you can see, but there's a lot of dust in the air. It is hard. You don't have like a really great draw distance.
And is there any way to climb over it?
Not based on how it is. You'd have to stack those things up. That's what Argyle's working on. You also
Nine Ball. Do your goggles have any kind of X-ray vision that you can use to help us see through all this dust?
No. I just have very grave eyesight issues.
The Benjamin,
okay.
you do have a move that may be applicable. Not to. It's up to you whether you want to do it, but you do have something you can do.
Going to throw us?
I mean, it's a game of the imagination. You definitely could.
Well, he could just stand by the wall and we could just climb up on his back. I mean, he might be big enough that we can just jump up for the rest of it if need be. But he'd still have to get over. So
I can use put your back into it to attempt to just bust a hole through the wall.
Like your class definitely is able to Kool-Aid man shit. Like destroying inanimate objects is kind of the base idea, Bandits. You can definitely and don't feel you are a super mutaniac. You are gigantic, super, like, kind of think of in terms of like a minor take on the Hulk. So don't necessarily feel like that's not realistic that I could punch through this. Like, probably punch through it. It's still based on a roll, so you don't have a guaranteed success, but you're able to do things like that.
The move is called put your back into it, so I'm assuming that I'm going to bust through stomach first. Like, I'm not going to use my fist. I'm just going to shove my stomach through there as hard as I can. Probably
gut thrust
I can gut thrust it. Okay, good.
Before he does this, I don't want to lose my protection, my wall. Can I discern a point maybe where the structure or conglomeration of wall stuff is weakest?
Yeah, that would be a discern realities to find out that information about the wall.
All right. I want to do that.
Okay.
No, hey, if he gets injured again, that just means I get to operate again.
Sure.
You
Have
trying
fun.
to fix
This
broken
time
bones.
it's on my front that you'll need to operate.
Yeah.
He's getting adult.
Yeah.
What's going on, Kole?
4.
Okay.
So I point him toward the strongest looking point and say that might be the keystone.
So you actually, as you're looking through the wall, kind of checking for weak spots, and you're kind of feeling it with your hands. You feel as you kind of reach into one of the cracks, you feel a heat come from it, and you pull your hand back, kind of in shock. And as he is gearing up to do this, several bright orange snakes start falling out of that section of the wall.
Yeah,
and crawling towards you.
I fall backward and start scrambling.
You fall backwards and start scrambling, but they are still approaching you. Your companions see this as well. There are, they look dozens and dozens of these bright orange snakes that were hot to the touch, crawling towards Nine Ball. It seems that he's disturbed some kind of nest.
I don't want to go anywhere near that. I'm going to see what Benjamin's going to do right at the moment.
Help! This sucks.
Wait, did you say that the snakes are grouped in like a door-shaped area by chance, like a car door-shaped area?
They are all together at this point. They are kind of in a clutch. Here.
So just as in one of my very, very few moments of being quick-witted, I realized that I could squash all of these weird snakes at once using my fresh car door, and it probably wouldn't even damage the car door.
It would heat temper it.
Yeah, go ahead, and they are approaching Nine Ball. They're not paying attention to you, so go ahead and roll damage, and you can hit all of them at once with your car door.
So that's 2d6 plus strength is what I'm doing?
No, you're just rolling damage. You don't even have to attack because they're not distracted, so there's no chance of you missing. So just roll damage. Roll your 1d10.
3.
Luckily, they are tiny snakes. You slam down the car door on this clutch of snakes that is pouring out of the section of the wall, and you hear a sickly squish as several of them are kind of explode under it. Like it's literally like pushing down on a case sausage kind of thing until they squirt out like toothpaste tubes. The innards of them...
just get a real big belly laugh while I'm doing this too, because I love this sound.
Some of the innards that kind of squirt out as it sprays out onto the dust starts sizzling and kind of burning through. And as you lift up the car door, you see that the snake guts that are on there are smoking and sizzling on the car door. It hasn't eaten through the car door, but they're hot. And there's still more of these orange snakes coming out. You've definitely taken out probably 16 or 17 of them, though, just doing this.
Jesus. 16
I say that we just like need to move away from them, like over there somewhere. Why do we need to hang out by this part of the wall?
Want to kill the snakes, though.
Oh Lord, I'm not going over to you. You can.
So the ones that were kind of when you slam down the car door, it kind of pushed some of the snakes out of the way, and the ones that were not there, and they are now approaching your foot, Nine Ball. They are kind of crawling up your foot, and you can't. Your foot feels warm, and you kind of see little tiny tendrils of smoke coming off of your footwear. What do you do?
Yeah, I get up as quickly as I can.
Okay. So you're scrambling away. Go ahead and defy danger to not get swarmed. And this, I imagine, would be Dex to do this quickly.
Okay. Yeah, it's 5, so I failed.
Okay. So you would mark experience again, just so I'm saying that to make sure that you know if you ever play this in real life, like it's a good thing to fail things. Like it generally is an advantage. And you start kind of scrambling away, but you're not quite quick enough. And several more of them have poured out onto the door and stuff. So they are swarming you. They are crawling up your leg that is covered and is now thickly smoking. It is burning through your pant leg. And you're starting to feel heat. You haven't taken any damage, but they are on you, on your leg. Kind of getting up. So you're standing up.
Better anyway.
What was that?
I like capris better anyway.
Yeah, you're gonna get a Final Fantasy X outfit here in a second as you have an asymmetrical pant. But they're still on you and kind of crawling up. So you manage to stand up, but you are covered in these things that are slowly burning your clothing.
Stop, drop, and roll. What are you doing?
If I stop, drop, and roll, it makes them easier for them to overtake me.
Maybe you'll squish them though.
Argyle, it looks as if your friends are having a rough time with these things, and they keep coming. There are a lot of them in this thing. You definitely disturbed a nest here.
Why don't you just get away, you idiots? Come on, seriously.
I did. I got up. I scrambled.
Yeah, but now they're on him. It's not just getting away.
Now we've got a bigger problem. Great. I look around and see if there is anything that I can use that might be like a long stick, or maybe something that I can pick up and maybe swat some of those snakes off, like shear them off and knock them off of Nine Ball.
Okay. You're gonna try to. I'll treat that as you can definitely find just a piece of junk in the wall or something like that, like a street sign or something like that. I'll treat that as an attack against them.
Tongs.
Tongs.
Yeah, grilled tongs.
Grill tongs. That would be a good way to do it. So I'll treat that as an attack. I'll treat that as a hack and slash against them.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll strength plus 2d6.
Okay, 9.
9. So you're able to do so. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay, 6.
6. So you knock off a lot of the snakes and kill like a bunch of them, but some of them take the opportunity to crawl up the thing, crawl up the street sign that you're using onto your sleeve. Well, as this is happening, this is all at once. It gets off of the. So one of them gets onto your wrist and finds a spot that is uncovered and burns you. So you take 1d6 minus 2 damage, and this ignores armor.
1d6 minus 2, that would be 2 damage.
Yep. So you take 2 damage as it burns your wrist. You
Great.
drop the sign. You manage to get a bunch of them off. There's still some of them on 9-ball, but you've made a big difference and killed several of the snakes.
I'm cursing him heartily at this point.
You curse and kind of
because
shift your wrist
this is all his fault that we even found these things.
He kicked the hornet's nest for sure. What are you doing, Benjamin? So your door now is on. Like I said, you lifted it back up, and it's smoking from the guts and stuff. It's probably not going to destroy it, but it's you see the inside of these things have some kind of fire or acid. And your friend or compadre 9-ball is backing away, and he's still still has it crawling up his legs. All of these fiery snakes that are burning through his pants.
Are snakes continuing to pour out of this hole that 9-ball opened up?
Yep. They are.
Let me see if I can jam this car door in that hole and block more snakes from coming out while Argyle is hopefully helping 9-ball with 9-ball's snake problem.
Yeah, we'll call that a defy danger, using strength to kind of avoid snakes that are coming out. So go ahead and do 2d6 plus strength to do so. 2d6.
So 9 plus strength, which I believe is 3. No, 2. Yep. So 11.
11's great.
You got into double digits. Yes.
Finally.
Which means you do it with no complications. You jam your door into there. So narratively, that is a piece of junk. We gave you that door, so you do use 1 junk, but you close the nest, and no more snakes are pulling out. You see a couple like tendrils of smoke come out of the hole that you jammed up, but it'll be a long time before they get through. So you now have a finite number of snakes to deal with.
Easy junk come, easy junk go. I'm okay with that.
So 9-ball, they are now eating through your pants. They're probably left on you maybe 4 or 5 total. Okay. And they're small, but they're hot boys. Mm-hmm. Spicy boys. How are you handling these spicy boys that are swarming upon you?
Okay, let me see. I'm going to describe something. Let me know if I can do this. Do I have like a canteen of some kind?
You have water rations.
I have water rations?
Yeah. So you can use a ration narratively. It doesn't have to be just a supply.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm going to do that and try and douse these hot boys with 1 water ration.
Okay, mark off a water ration. You pull out a canteen out of your backpack and pour it all over your leg, and the snakes kind of look up at you and make this little like hissy snarl face as they fall off from you and start slithering away as fast as they can, uncomforted by the water.
All right.
And yeah, you have fought off the hot snakes. Hot snakes. But you're still.
I still have one on my wrist, don't I?
Oh, I'm sorry. You're correct. I forgot about the wrist snake. There's just one, so it's more or less trivial
I can just
to get it
squish
off.
it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you knock it off and then stomp on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have solved the problem of the snakes once and for all.
I look at him and I'm just like twirling my scalpel, like, you better watch it, buddy.
Now you have some burns to inspect.
Yeah. I'll give you something. I'll give you something for me to inspect. Just you wait.
Cool. Did a background process or anything start on your program? You've been a little robot-y.
No.
For me. Okay. I can still understand you, so it's probably okay. I just hope it doesn't get worse.
Yeah. Let me pause. Let me see here. Maybe it was Dropbox or something. Yeah. I just paused it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Hopefully Dropbox did not acting the fool. So you're still kind of confronted with this wall. You've dealt with the nest of hot snakes that you poked on accident, but you're still kind of in front of this wall here. What do you do?
Well, I was
So-
trying to get over the wall originally, so I've
And
at this
I was going to
point.
try to get through the wall, and before Nine Ball unleashed the hell snakes on us. So
So
Like
how
a few minutes-
how far am I with getting junk piled up at this point? Like,
I mean-
how far did I get before that?
Not far at all. Like you were doing it by
Oh.
yourself. They were trying to
Okay.
find a way through. So I mean, you dragged over like a chest, like a cooler. So it's in the time because they're not nearby. You're going into the nearby like houses and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
to look for stuff. So it takes some time. Benjamin, are you going to try to Kool-Aid man it through this? Or are you
I'm
gonna
going to
smash
try to
through?
gut thrust my way through this particular problem. Yes, I am.
Okay. So do using the put your back into it move. Go ahead and roll plus strength
So just like roll 1d10 plus strength.
or 2d6 plus your strength
2d6.
modifier.
So 9 plus 2 is 11.
That's fantastic. You're killing it now. So you can choose
Yeah.
three of those options if you have them available.
Okay, let me pull them back up real quick.
Yeah.
So my options are it doesn't take very long, nothing of value is damaged, your allies aren't hurt, or you gain 1 junk. So I don't think that this would... I guess there is some concern that if I gut thrust my way through this, then the stuff up top may be knocked down onto Nine Ball and Argyle. I wouldn't really care about Nine Ball right now since he did the thing with the snakes, and I'm still kind of sore about that. But I have some affinity towards Argyle since she doctored me up last night. So let's do.
Quote,
It doesn't take very.
And I gave you a helmet.
Yeah.
You did
Which
get
I
it.
don't know if you
and,
ever.
and I am rocking a sweet football helmet that I've used to put my gut my gut thrust. Anyway, let's do. It doesn't take very long. Nothing of value is damaged, and your allies aren't hurt.
Okay. Yeah, you gut thrust through this wall, and you just make short work of it. You stand back a little bit, take a little run up, and just kind of smash into it. And it's
I
obviously
also let out a hearty "Oh yeah" while I'm doing it.
you burst through, and because none of your allies are hurt in this, you stop as the wall kind of crumbles. Things fall over, and you see on the other side of the wall a precipice. This has been built as it looks like a gigantic sinkhole is opened on this side of the wall. But you smash it, and it has kind of an irregular cliff face. It's possible, like it looks like something you'd be able to get down into. But you've definitely created an aperture that you can move through in this wall.
All right.
Y'all coming or what?
I'm following right after him, giving Nine Ball some dirty looks. Like, that's going to be a while. I already didn't like him very much, so.
He'll live down snake incident at some point.
Yeah, maybe.
So you have it's kind of a you can definitely make your way down. You have all the time in the world, so you don't need to roll to climb down into this this kind of not I said sinkhole, but I really mean like a shelf is shifted. So and you can see on the other side down at the bottom of this where like houses and cars have fallen down onto the section of land that just like shunted
It's like a washout.
when the bombs hit. But you're able to kind of climb down and continue your journey through here. So you make your way down. We'll do one more perilous journey to make it from this location to the to Forge Rock, which is nearby. So go ahead and choose some rolls for that. Scout, Quartermaster, and Trailblazer.
I will continue to be the scout.
Well, I was doing pretty good with quartermastering, so, and
Okay.
besides which, I don't like Nine Ball, and I don't want him near my stuff. So,
Yeah, this is just being a scout is just an
So
Yeah.
it is it could be bad news if the Quartermaster does poorly because Nine Ball has 1 ration, which this will take.
Yeah.
And you guys might have to share or not. You might be presented with that choice depending on how this roll goes. Go ahead, Argyle, and roll your 2d6 plus wisdom.
okay. 9 plus 1 is 10.
That's fantastic. So it actually, you on your way there, you manage to kind of scout around and pick up supplies as you go. You don't end up using any of your rations.
Cool.
You kind of wisely, you take shade at the correct times. Drink the dew off of dusty desert plants and the like, and manage to not use any rations.
Awesome.
Let's do Kole next because the scout has the most dramatic results.
Yeah.
Let's do the trailblazing.
That's plus wisdom?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's going to be 9.
Okay. Takes the amount of time that you would think. So it looks like it's going to take about a day to get there. It's about 2 days normal travel from the diamond, from the base of the Jackie Robinsons to Fort Rock.
Adequate.
Yeah. So you make it normal amount of time. Jeremy, go ahead and roll your scout. 2d6 plus wisdom.
Oh wow, 3 plus wisdom, which I think is just 1.
it's
Again, everybody knows I'm a bad scout. Like I'm just would be a worse quartermaster. So that's the reason I'm in this role.
Yeah, that is okay. It entertains me. So continue.
It is extremely good when.
So
when
basically,
rolls go
I
bad
scout
ones.
out the area directly below my feet. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I did.
Putting the guy who can't see around his gas mask.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get all the experience in this game. That is all I'm saying.
Yeah. Benjamin is now level 17. Wow.
Yeah. So as you're making your way through, and you approach Forge Rock here, which is so named. You've heard of this before. You've heard about it in settlements you've been before. It's named for a gigantic rock formation that is in the middle of this town that's kind of sprung up around there. You know the grove is nearby this. So this is not the town that there are the rumors about the egg nearby. This is a settlement that is near that even. And it looks as you guys are approaching, you see a one of those God, what are they called? Those like silver vans, like those 60s kind of silver trailers.
Oh, like an Airstream?
Like an Airstream. You see an Airstream as you approach, and you hear kind of around you. I mean, it's at the end of the day. You hear from the houses nearby. As you approach, a clicking sound.
Oh, jeez.
And it's getting louder as you approach.
Fucking critters.
So what?
Better not
What
be
do
more
you
snakes,
do?
Nightball. I swear to God.
We're using his water rations if it is.
Yeah, I'm literally canteen boy. I can summon snakes.
You can't see your water boy. Watch Wadey. That's not good Adam Sandler impersonation. So you're hearing this clicking. It's surrounding you, and it's getting louder and louder
Is it dark
as you
out?
approach. It's coming from all of the buildings surrounding you. What do you do?
I rush toward one of the Airstreams and pound on the door.
There's just the one Airstream that's in the middle of the kind of this like clearing surrounded by houses there. So there's just one Airstream. Do you rush towards that?
Yes.
Okay. You rush towards that Airstream and start pounding on the door. You find it locked. And as you do so, coming out of the darkness nearby out of the houses, you see several probably beach ball sized shapes bounding through the darkness.
Oh, jeez.
At you, coming directly at you. It's hard to make out what these are in the dark, but there are lots of them, and they are approaching you rapidly. What do you do?
I pound on the door again and say,
Okay.
"Hey, let us in, please."
So you continue to pound on the door, which remains locked, and either if there's somebody in, there's either no one in there, or the person who's in there does not react. And as these beach ball sized shapes come into the light or into your vision, you see that these are gigantic ticks. You can see that they have these kind of these sunken kind of saggy, like an empty sack kind of bellies lying on them. And one of them immediately jumps onto your neck and sinks its fangs into it as you have your back turned and you're pounding on the door. So you take 1d4 damage.
One second. That is 2.
Okay. So you take 2 damage and you are weak. You feel a little bit of a fever come over you. So weak is a status effect. You guys' character sheets didn't come across very well. But weak means you take -1 to your strength rolls until that can be taken care of.
Okay.
It seems like it's possible that you start feeling kind of feverish and lightheaded.
So it's
as
not
it's
because
sucking
of the
the blood.
blood meal. This might be because of some kind of rad line.
Yeah, that is a reasonable supposition. The other two, Argyle and Benjamin, you see this happening to Nineball, who's
I'm
desperately trying to get into this airstream.
I'm looking around to see if there's anything like that I can use to start a fire and burn stuff. So maybe I can ward them off / burn the one that's on Nineball, etc.
You can, go ahead and let's discern some realities to look around for that.
So that's a 2d6 plus wisdom.
Correct.
Okay. 7, 8.
Okay, so you can ask one question. I imagine for
Useful
that.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is useful?
Yeah.
So this is you're kind of in a clearing here. So there's like pieces of wood and stuff that are parts of these things, but nothing like no tinder, no lighter or anything like that to start a fire. There are nearby though. You do find near one of the settlements, you do find a gas can that has a little bit of gas in it. So you don't have a way to start a fire, but if you're able to start a fire, you could start a big one. And you can mark that on your character sheet. You have a little bit of fuel. Could be useful or valuable.
So I'm wondering why everybody calls me the stupid one when my two companions are being bitten, are finding gas and being bitten by giant ticks. I rush over to the Airstream, grab the door, and pull the door off of its hinges and tell everybody to get inside.
Okay, so that would be a put your back into it roll. That's a smash, destroy inanimate object roll. Go ahead and make that roll.
I don't know if I should say this now, but I also want to, like, once people get inside, slam this door back into place, which doesn't make any sense, but it'll actually stay in place because I'm so strong. So
okay, that would narratively
things?
be part of the if you choose nothing of use is damaged, or nothing useful will be damaged. That could be part of that if you choose that option.
So that was a 2d6 plus strength, correct?
Correct.
So that's 9 and 2 on strength, so that's 11.
Again, so
Good
you're
job.
doing great. So choose 3.
And then choosing 3.
Yep.
So nothing of value is damaged.
Yep.
I'm going to say that it doesn't take very long. And
Probably a good option.
I'm going to also choose your allies aren't hurt.
Okay, that makes sense. You're full up on junk regardless. So you pull off the door and start yelling for your companions to get in.
Oh, he doesn't.
It only takes a
for me.
second.
I'm in.
Yeah, you start yelling. Argyle, you were off searching though, so you have some ticks kind of between you and the door. How do you want to play this? What do you do?
Is there any way, because like I picked up some wood in a gas can, can I possibly throw the wood at the ticks or something? I want to keep the gas, but I want to throw something that I've got in my hands at them so I can maybe distract them and get away.
So it would be hard. It would be hard for it to be a distraction. Like you could throw it at them as an attack.
Okay,
if you wanna
that's
attack
fine.
them.
That is fine.
Yeah, I mean there are a
need to
bunch
get
of them
past
too. You
them.
can also, if you're just trying to get past them, it would be a defy.
Okay, well then let's just
try to
try to
avoid
get
them.
past them then.
Okay.
Are
you going to kind of muscle through, or are you going to try to dodge and weave? What kind of tact are you taking to get through it?
I'm not as muscly as I am dexterous, so I would rather bob and weave and go through that way.
Okay, try to dodge them. So go ahead and roll 2d6 plus dex.
Okay, that is 7 plus 1, 8.
Okay, so I'm going to say you can make it, but on your way there, you actually you drop your scalpel. So if you want to stop and pick that up, you can, but you'll be still in the tick zone, or you can continue to move forward and make it.
I really doubt that the ticks are going to steal my scalpel, and they will eventually leave, so I can come back for that. I'll go back in. So.
You rush forward. The three of you make it in, and Benjamin slams the door. Inside this kind of cramped, at this point, Airstream with the rest of you, you see a man in the captain's seat, the kind of like captain chair there, who is laying back. He's got sunken-in cheeks. And he's wrinkled. He's missing teeth, and what teeth are left are kind of yellow and brown. And he's wearing a metal helmet that is connected by wires into the electronics of the dashboard of the Airstream, and has not reacted to you entering. You can see him though; he is shallowly breathing, and you can hear on the outside. Every once in a while you hear this like as oh, I knocked my webcam. You hear this this kind of sound as ticks are slamming into the top of the Airstream, and you actually after a couple of those, you actually see it dent a little bit there.
I want to be salty at him for not opening the door, but I am fascinated by the tech that he has.
Okay.
And also extremely alarmed that I have a beach ball of my own blood hanging off the back of me.
Yeah, that is still on your neck as well. So you have on your neck a beach ball of blood.
Little help.
Yeah, Castlevania beach ball of blood.
Can I take like one of the pieces of wood that I've got and just like pop it to at least get, kill it or some whatever attack?
Yeah, you can batter up.
And can I get close when she does that so I can get all that mess all over me? Because that's my jam. That's my literal blood jam.
Yeah, you can do some blood jam. Yeah, it can't move. So if Argyle can, or if a 9-ball can stay still, you can hit it. You just kind of tee up. So you stand stock still and just kind of do this.
Hey, I'm trying to get part of Jackie Robinson's. This is practice.
Eventually, cool. If you become part of one of the 9, you get to you'll get your metal bat.
This is this is like that scene in Pulp Fiction.
You reel back and you swing with your 2x4 that you have, and just explode this tick. The blood splatters all over Benjamin, and it's pretty gross. Like it is a lot of blood. At this point, that he's sucked out, creating a huge mess. And when this happens, when you hit
what's weird is that it smells bad but tastes good. Is that weird? Is that weird for blood?
It's been laundered through a tick. Like blood isn't normally good, but if you tick launder it, it's delicious. And you notice when you do this, the man sitting in the captain chair twitches when you hit it.
Upon seeing all of the blood and being hit on the back of the head, I stumble over to the dining room that converts into the shitty little bed.
Yes.
And I in one movement lower that and then lay down, my hand across my forehead. Like, this sucks.
You take a rest and put your hand on your neck.
Yeah.
Where it bled. And you're still feeling weak, but it feels really good to get that thing off of you.
Yeah.
It is less disgusting. This way, but there are still these kind of these like pounding that's happening on the outside of the Airstream. What do you do, Argyle and Benjamin, or Benjamin?
Well, I go over to the guy, and because I'm a doctor or whatever, I'm trying to figure out trying to suss out what his deal is. Like, okay, he's breathing, he's alive. Is he like in a coma? Is it the head thing? Like, what are his eyes doing, etc.
Yeah. So this would be a yeah, it's weird because I guess it would be a discern realities for this because that's a thing. But since it's specifically related to medicine and his condition, I'll give you a +1 on that.
So that would be my roll was a 3.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what's going on.
It's gonna max
you want
out.
Dice? Maybe they work opposite for you.
Right.
I'm going to say you start kind of inspecting him, head to toe, and kind of checking to see what's going on with him. And as you do so, you pull out your anatomy book to kind of find the information that he has. And one of the things it suggests is that you can find out by applying this tincture that you have. You can get some information. So you do so, and you use up one of your medkit charges to do so. So you end up having to use some resources on this, but unfortunately, you've never seen anything like this. So the test that you do with the tincture comes back negative.
Yeah.
He's alive, but it almost seems by rights that he shouldn't be.
Yeah. Well, by the way, Benjamin, this was my first fail, so.
Benjamin's spending all his time just rubbing this foul-smelling blood all over his body.
Yeah, he's
really getting into it
right now.
As long as you're being gross, could he be gross up against the door?
Yeah.
Just lean against that bad boy.
There are things are pounding on the thing, and there are dents again in the Airstream that are happening as you go here. Well, where do you react? It seems like they will eventually definitely breach the walls of this.
So I guess at this point, I start looking at the floor to think maybe there's an exit underneath this thing, and we can kind of sneak out underneath the Airstream and fool these tick monsters.
There's not an exit there, but you can definitely try to make an exit there.
Hey, okay.
Argyle, do you think I should bust a hole in the bottom of this thing, or do you think there's a better way to leave this?
Well, at this point, I was trying to figure out what was going on with this guy because this helmet thing apparently has something to do with how to make this, well, I would assume it would have something to do with how to make this thing go. We need to get out of here. I kind of glance over at Nineball and see what he's doing, if he's completely useless or if he's going to be getting up and moving around sometime soon, because we need to get going. Hey, Nineball. Yeah.
Gary, did we see, was there like an electric hookup, or is everything here kind of powered internally?
It's hooked up to he's got a helmet that is connected to kind of the electronics on the dash.
Okay.
That look like they've been jury rigged.
But the trailer itself isn't like plugged into like a trailer park power hookup.
You didn't see one,
Okay.
so you're not totally sure.
In my blood loss fever, I looked at Benji and I start humming/singing the theme song to the Flintstones.
Okay.
Flintstones, meet the Flintstones. Like, hey buddy,
God
pop
damn
some
it,
holes
Nibal.
in the floor and let's run this bad boy out of town.
Okay.
You can
so
decide.
You're gonna have to explain that to Benjamin a little bit more clearly than just the Flintstone song.
Okay,
because-
well, I pick up on what he's trying to say, and I figure out that it's okay. Even in his blood loss fever, like this is actually not part of the dementia that he has, and he actually has like an idea that might maybe work. So I kind of spell it out. Hey, Benjamin, put a hole in the floor, and you walk the vehicle out of here.
Okay. So Benjamin totally understands this now. Now that you've pantomimed this with your hands and your fingers, I have now understood. So, would this be one of my moves, Gary? Would this be?
Yeah, this would be smashing a hole in the floor is definitely destroying things. So go ahead and give that a shot.
Okay, so that's 2d6.
Yep, plus strength.
So that's 8 plus 2 is 10.
Again. So I assume since you're full up on junk, you'll do the other 3.
Yes.
There. I should probably. This is good feedback for me. So that's such an obvious choice if you're full of junk. So I should come up with something different for that. But you do so.
Yeah.
You smash a hole in the floor. You have a floor. Cool. Are you going to do what they say? Try to put your feet through and try to carry you forward.
Yeah, I think that if not carry forward, then maybe I could like through this hole, like just grab and push. Because this
has wheels.
You said this was like a van, like it's not like a stationary trailer. Like this thing has wheels, right?
It does have wheels, yeah.
Okay, so maybe I like gesture towards the front of the thing for Argyle to be like, hey, maybe there's like a parking brake engaged. Like I don't know that word, but like I'm just gesturing towards that way.
Yeah. Yeah, I pick up on what he's. I pick up on what you're trying to do when I go over there.
Okay.
And I'm like trying to push and pick up at the same time.
Okay. You try to push Argyle to go over there and kind of look at the dash and make use of it. It's a move that's unique to the setting that I didn't send on your moves sheet because I forgot to, which is utilizing old world technology. So that is an intelligent roll. So roll 1d6 plus intelligence and tell me what you.
Can I assist on this? Like say like, hey, look for the red one next to so and so.
Yeah. So the way that assisting works too. So there's a couple things at play here. So I'll just explain that. So you can first you roll to assist Kole. You roll plus bond. So it would be 2d6 plus the number of bonds you guys have between each other. And the kind of consequence, you can either give Jala a +1 or a -2 if you want to interfere with her. And the cost for that is any negative consequences she takes, you also take.
Okay.
So you sign yourself up for anything bad that happens.
Does that sound agreeable to you, Argyle?
Fine.
Okay. Yeah, it happens. You decide you want to help.
We need to get out of here. We need to get out of here. So.
Yep. So go ahead and roll first, Kole. Roll your plus 2d6 plus bond.
Okay. 11.
Okay, great. So you get +1, Jala, and go ahead and roll your 2d6 plus intelligence +1.
Okay, 2d6. Okay, 7 plus intelligence is +2 +1. So there we
Fantastic.
go. 10.
Yeah, 10. Nothing goes wrong. So that's great. So you actually you kind of can make a sense of it. Again, this is just levers and stuff. It's like you're playing Myst. You don't know what a parking brake is, but you start kind of messing with things and kind of intuit what's happening, and you do find a parking brake. and hit that. And as you do so, the Airstream starts lurching forward, slowly at first, but sometimes gets a little bit of speed, or eventually gets a little bit of speed. It's still, somebody lifting a car and pushing it on wheels, so it'd be like if you're pushing a car. And the pounding on the sides kind of slows down a little bit, but it's still, they're keeping pace with you because you're not moving super fast.
And when this thing starts moving, I take a cue from Nine Ball and just start bellowing the lyrics to the Meet the Flintstones.
If you start screaming, Flintstones lyrics.
If he weren't useful, I would smack him, but he's being useful. So I have to put up with this nonsense from both of them.
The Airstream is moving forward, kind of through the town, but again, these dents are getting deeper and stuff. So you slowed it down. You've definitely bought yourself some time, but the ticks are still trying to get in. There. What do you do?
I get up and start looking for any obvious seams in the Airstream, to see if there are like weak spots that might be worth helping to like shore up or lean against.
Okay, go ahead and discern some realities about the interior Airstream.
Okay, 12.
12, that's great. Choose 3 of those questions you want.
Okay, I should have these memorized, but I don't.
And you can get a lot of. I mean, this doesn't have to just be in relation to those weak points. Like, generally the way it works is you just kind of say, I want to check something out, and then kind of choose your question. So it's not like a D&D thing where you choose like spot or specifically look for a weak point.
Okay, so I will ask you. I guess for the seams, it would be what is about to happen.
Okay.
Who's really in charge here? Like what's the deal with this dude? Do I see anything that is gonna tell us like what? Yeah, just what the sitch is. Let's see here. What here is not as it appears to be.
Okay, that's great. What is about to happen is that in a short time, the ticks are going to breach the wall. They've been kind of working their way on the ceilings and doors at this point, but one of them has found a window there. And they're hitting this window and it's kind of caving in. It's that safety glass kind of stuff, so they don't immediately get through it. So one of them is about to breach the Airstream. Who is really in control and what it as not appears to be? You kind of look through and you see that you look at the man who's in the passenger seat or in the driver's seat of this, and as you're kind of observing the inside of the Airstream, you notice that every time one of the ticks slams its body against the thing, his lip curls up a little bit, and he kind of like furrows his brow just slightly right before that happens. It almost looks as if he's controlling them.
Controlling the ticks.
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
So there's definitely like he kind of like puts his eyebrows down as one of them kind of rears up all of its strength and then kind of winces a little bit when he hits it.
No, it's a tickromancer. Let's see here. Is there a way that I could do a check? Because should I just take his helmet off? Like it doesn't seem like it's life support or anything. It's just his reality. Yeah. So yeah, let's shatter that reality. I want to rip his helmet off.
Okay. You reach down and you rip off his helmet, and as you pull it off, you are sickened to see that under the helmet, his skull is open and his exposed brain had wires connecting from the helmet that you sunder as you rip this helmet off, and he opens his eyes in a kind of a wide shock and starts like his mouth is too dry to scream, but he's attempting to in the seat and kind of starts shaking. But the sound from outside, the banging on the Airstream has stopped.
I'm pretty interested in this guy, and I'm just kind of like checking out what's going on. Because, like that's
kind of look at the thing.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like examining, like, oh, hey, that's cool.
It looks like he had some wires hooked up to parts of his brain from inside this helmet.
Yeah,
that would have been an awesome experiment. So I'm observing what's going on. I'm pretty absorbed in that right now. So
the thumps have stopped. So I have taken the helmet and just set it in his lap. I point to Argyle and I point to him at the chair guy and say, yeah, go for it. The immediate threat seems to be done.
Okay. Argyle, yeah, you can take a look at him. It would take a good amount of time to do kind of a thorough examination kind of try to figure out what's going on. There's a lot of old tech as well involved in this. So it'd be pretty tricky to kind of replicate it. It might be beyond your means, but you can definitely, he's there for the harvesting. He's still alive for now. Again, he's kind of soundlessly, dryly screaming as he shakes in his seat.
Okay. Well, I want to investigate and see what I can suss out from everything again. I mean, like I already did this once and failed miserably, but I mean, maybe with Nine Ball here looking at the tech aspects of it and with the helmet being off, perhaps I can find out a little bit more while he's screaming and shuddering and doing. I don't care that he's shuddering and screaming at all because
I feel like, and I could be, this could be something I have wrong with the rules, but I'm pretty sure that you can't discern realities on something twice. I think that if you fail it, you've gotten what you can get from it. Like, beyond you. So you can do like crude things. Like, let's say you wanted to just take out his brain. Like, nothing's stopping you from doing that. But you've reached the maximum understanding you have of the situation.
Shall we give him some water so we could talk?
I guess so. His brain will still be there either way afterwards.
Yeah.
I'm still singing in the background and moving us along. So you guys just keep doing what you're doing.
Can I just like flag to Benjamin? Hey, can you like take a peek outside and see what the deal is? Like all the noises have stopped. I want to see what's going on. Are they gone?
Okay, so I'll pop my legs out of the hole, and I'll stick my head down, and I'll kind of scan from underneath the van and kind of look around and see what's happening around the outside. I won't get a clear view, but like if they're just beach ball sized, I'll be able to see them on the ground. And I'm too stupid to realize the risk involved in this whole thing. Like a tick attaching itself to my face, I don't really think about that. So I'm just ready to go.
Well, you've got a gas mask on, so I mean it'd be kind of hard.
That's true. And as you poke your head out the bottom of the Airstream, you actually see out on the field a sea of immobile ticks lying on the ground limp behind you. And there are hundreds of them. It's like you guys left a trail behind you.
Oh boy, no.
And for some reason this cracks me up. For some reason this cracks me up unbelievably, and I just start cackling madly.
Well, I'm taking that as a good sign and continuing on to see, what goes on with this guy when we give him some water.
Okay. You give him some water, and he is unresponsive to this. His eyes are wide open. He doesn't seem capable of this point of speaking. You kind of wave your hands in front of his face and you talk to him. He doesn't seem to understand you. He doesn't really seem to know where he is.
Is there any sign of eggs in this van? Because if not, and the ticks are down, I say let's just keep going what I think is northeast. Right?
There are no signs of eggs, but you can head towards where you think the settlement that you guys were heading towards the grove is. I mean, you can do so in your van with your screaming brain exposed monster man.
I would recommend that we go back and get the scalpel if possible.
You can, yeah. You head back. It's probably quicker to actually just get out of the van to do that though. The van moves at the speed of someone pushing a car. So And so you head back.
In this case, this someone is not interested in pushing this car for too much longer. He's getting kind of aggravated.
Yeah. Well, and it's just so you can take that with you, but it's definitely a cost. You head back and you actually find it takes you a while to find the scalpel because one of the ticks had grabbed it and was holding it.
What?
Like Pizza Crow or whatever.
Oh no.
Okay. But that tick has fallen down and is and as you kind of approach it twitches. It doesn't look like it's dead. It just looks like it's
I
off.
stabbed that son of. Okay, I stab it.
You stab the tick
out of
and
spite.
Summarily execute the tick.
Yes.
I pick up one of these alert boys and I start rummaging around to see if there's some kind of control unit affixed to any of them.
You start digging through and you do find inside it's just under its exoskeleton near the thorax you find a little chip.
Son of a bitch had an Arby.
And how is that going to help us?
I don't know. It's pretty cool, isn't it? I take the control unit and I put it in my pocket.
Good job.
You have the chip in your pocket. You have an old rolled microchip.
Okay.
In your pocket. As the night continues, you guys are pretty close to the grove, so you guys can kind of continue on. If you like this night, you don't have to undertake a perilous journey or anything like that. You could also make camp. It is up to you.
Camping in the middle of all these ticks doesn't sound very appealing to me personally,
Yeah,
but I
they-
mean,
they might
whatever.
wake up. Yeah.
do you guys want to push through?
I'm fine.
Yeah, I
continuing.
would. I'm of the mind to go forward.
I am already back in the hole and starting to push the van and wondering why they're not catching up with us.
Are you taking the van will be much slower?
Yeah,
mhm.
that's
I say let's-
that's extra effort.
Let's leave this
I mean,
guy.
you can do so, and then you have a van. But the issue is
Yeah.
it's much slower to push a car than to walk.
Well, I mean, so I'll do this in character. So do we just like leave this guy here, like dying slowly, or do we put him out of his misery?
Oh, I can
And Doc,
dissect him real quick before we go. Let me take a look at this brain.
let's
Now that you let me
let's
do
put-
that, let me go ahead and.
Let's put an emphasis on,
So
on
I-
dissect instead of vivisect.
Well, since I have my scalpel now, it'll be a little bit easier for me to, sever things and pull his
Yeah.
brain out and take a look at it and see, if there's anything interesting,
Okay. Are you going to kill him first, or are you just going to remove his brain?
Oh no, I'm just going to remove. I don't care. I'm evil.
Yeah.
I look the other way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the rest of you guys kind of turn a blind eye as Argyle pulls out the brain, and it eventually you do so, and it does kill him. He goes limp,
Yeah.
and you have a brain. Mark it on your inventory.
Woohoo! I got a brain and gas can and wood.
only.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of it's got little tiny kind of wires, little connectors.
She's got a stew going.
Yeah.
We've been going for 2 hours. Does it make sense to take a break?
Yeah, do you guys want to take a quick bathroom break? We're kind of at the second half of things anyway. You guys have arrived at the first of your destinations.
Cool.
Cool. Can you put up the little sign thing, Cole?
Yes,
The
I
little-
can.
Awesome. I'm wearing my boxers, so I'm going to get up and get some water. I don't need anyone to see my my Cole Ross my boxers with your face all over them. So
Yeah, I don't want to see that either. Be back in a couple of minutes.
I think it would be good
Awesome.
to reconnect too. So maybe we'll get rid of the roboting.
Static noise. Yeah, that's what I was hoping for.
Cool. All right, let's. We'll be back in a minute. You can call us in 5 minutes. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Jesus.
It is here.
Hello.
Hello. Just waiting for the others. I think people can hear us. I don't have a way to stop that from happening, so.
Just in case I have some, freaky secrets, I don't need to not reveal publicly or something.
They're also. Oh, Gary needs me to call again. They're also hearing Fallout 2 music, so.
Woohoo!
And you just know that Gary was getting ready to have that tick come at us with a scalpel, right? Like, you just know that was about to happen.
It's time to move on.
Well, I think that Nine Ball has earned, grudging. Okay, you're all right after the snake incident thing. At this point.
Yep.
There we go.
Heyo.
Hello.
Cool. Let me make sure the right thing's going to come through on video, so we don't reveal, like, the names of my medications or something
shorts.
sensitive.
Alright.
Oh no, I accidentally put it on my dick cam. Oh no!
Dick cam.
Yeah, I'm using that to collect data. To collect data for.
Dick data. Gonna get some dick data. Dick data measure it right. Get dick data day and night.
We're back
All right.
after that.
And
bout of
how?
Unfortunateness.
Yeah. Just talking about that dick data.
Dick data.
Hello. My
Myself?
But we decided not to edit ourselves. Remember
Ah,
vulva. It's all good. Everybody is all bevved up and revved up.
Bevan
Yeah.
and Revan. Grip it and or rip it.
I'm a bevenant. Okay. And actually, just so in case you guys play this again, like when you camp is a good, like that would have been a good time to level up if we were leveling up. And the reason why we're not leveling up is because I have not made advanced moves for all the classes yet. So when you have those moves on the front of your sheet, but on the back there'll be extra moves you can choose when you level up. You don't gain new hit points and stuff. You gain one stat when you level up, or 1 point in a stat. So there's not tons of difference between like kind of first level and like fifth level characters in Dungeon World. Like it's a pretty flat power curve. You just get more verbs, like a wider variety of things you can do.
Neat.
As kind of a value of the game. just for people who don't know. So you guys ditch your Airstream and make your way kind of northwest to the grove, and you can see it kind of from a distance. You see a bunch of petrified trees there, and between them there are sheets of kind of corrugated metal, kind of improvised fortifications between them, creating a large like kind of circle around this section of trees. And as you're approaching, you see a glint in the light. There are some street lights kind of set up, electric lights on the outsides of it, and you see a glint. And you hear an amplified voice come out, and it says, "The next person who takes a step without identifying themselves is going to lose their head."
All right. I've gotten us in trouble by acting first these past couple times, so I'm gonna let it set.
You just wait. What do you guys do?
I stop walking, but I give the voice the finger to see if there's
you raise your finger. I imagine you don't know which finger means an insult, so it's probably just like this or like.
Yeah. I give the voice my pinky. I'm just.
You raise your pinky. There's no specific reaction to that that you can see. What do you do, Argyle? Do you do anything in response to that?
I ask, who's asking?
You shout out who's asking, and the voice says, "You approach the grove. Identify yourself. What business?"
I just want to yell out eggs. To see, just
you yell out yell out eggs, and he says, "You're looking for food? We got food. What do you got to trade?"
Junk.
Junk.
I've got 3 junk. How many eggs can I get for 3 junk?
Yeah, we got plenty of junk around here, stranger. You have to do better than that.
Yeah. I shout. We have the information on the location of some old world tech. If you guys want to go get it.
You see the kind of glint in the sunlight or in the street light kind of waver a second, and then you hear he says, "All right, best you talk to the mayor about that. I don't know nothing. You come on down. I see one of you guys reach for a weapon. You're gonna be a foot shorter."
Hey, we're cool.
By which I mean I shoot your head. To clarify.
I don't know how tall you think my head is, but I'll take that as a compliment. Yeah, no, we're cooler than the other side of the pillow, so let's just go. Like, it's hands up.
Yeah.
Where everything's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not about to quibble with a gun or whatever this guy happens to have, so I'm going along.
You walk forward, presumably not making any kind of sudden moves, and you get closer. You see there are 2 kind of electric lights, and there's a gate, and there's an old guy, like real kind of prospector type. He has a little square kind of Civil War looking hat and a big white beard that is like half yellowed, and he's leaning over it with a hunting rifle on the end. And you notice as you approach it, the hunting rifle does not have a scope on it. There's a little piece of mirror that is taped to the tip of it.
That's a really good trick you got there. I like that.
This is like, it shoots just fine. Ain't no trick.
What's
your name, stranger?
Yeah, but my handle's 9-ball, and me and my associates don't come bearing any particular harm.
All right, then, as long as it ain't particular, I think that's all right. Where you come from? It's a rough journey. I hear there ain't nobody around Forge Rock anymore.
We came down from the southwest, from down that region.
Yeah. What you come just to trade? What brings you up here?
We're actually a quest of sorts.
A quest?
Yeah.
Eggs.
Yes.
I don't know nothing about no eggs.
No, like a metaphorical egg, if you believe, where
a what foracle?
Yeah, and
also looks at Argyle and like
metaphorical I didn't like.
Yeah. Well, What's a metaphor? All right then. I don't understand your fancy talk there, egghead, but we'll get you in and you talk to the mayor. If you want a floor to sleep on, you can have it for tonight. Follow me.
Thank you kindly.
And he turns around and you go through, and this is set up kind of like a maze. When you play dots, like somebody makes that grid of dots and you take turns making lines.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this is like, but with trees. So people have set up walls between trees, and you can see as you kind of go through, some of them are larger places that have been cordoned off into dwellings. So you'll see kind of doors, or you'll see kind of shower rods with a curtain hanging in front, and presumably somebody lives there. But for the most part, it's this series of corridors until you get to you kind of follow through and eventually get to a clearing where there are fewer trees, and you see a small wooden kind of shack or cabin set up that's in pretty good repair, and it says on the outside, it says visitor center on it. And the man with the beard walks up, and he bangs on the door, and he goes, "Nerf, we got some strangers want to talk to you." And he heads back with the gun.
I ask him real quick. Hey, Pard, what's your name? Just so I know.
They call me Picky.
Makes sense to put you at the gate then. Well, thank you.
I like to pick them off, and I don't like eating crust on my bread. He says in a very serious tone. Kind of walks off.
Man has to have a code. All right, let's talk to this mayor.
The door opens up, and you see a man who looks like he hasn't slept in like a week. Huge bags under his eyes, kind of like disheveled hair. He's balding. He's got kind of gross stubble on his double chin, and he's got a sweat-stained shirt that's under a tweed jacket. And he goes, "Howdy, my name's Nerf. What can I do for you?" And as he turns to kind of face you. Oh, sorry, I cut you off. I apologize. One last detail. As he turns to face you, you can see he has kind of a wound on the side of his face that looks like it's healing very badly. It looks like it is infected. And he says, what can I do for you strangers?
Well, I think this is more about what we could do for you. Hey, Argyle, you think you could do anything about his face wound?
Well, I had already, by the point that Nineball is talking to me, kind of gotten a little bit closer and started, looking at it with interest at this wound on his face. I don't know if I can tell anything particular about it from looking at it.
As you approach, he kind of backs up a little bit, as you invade his personal space, and says, I got nothing against your people. I understand that you just have a bad lot, you Croach, but please respect my boundaries here. It is it's common courtesy.
I'm a doctor.
You're a doctor, huh? He kind of like gives you kind of a quizzical look. He's like, all right, yeah. I mean, you can take a look at it. What brings you here? You didn't come here to check out my thing here. I mean, this is almost nothing. I wanted to heal, but I fell down the stairs and cut myself.
Well, I just kind of like waved to Nineball to talk to this man because I don't care about discourse. I'm gonna be busy poking at this guy's cheek or whatever.
It seems like we have
somehow I have picked my nose from underneath the gas mask, and I'm just staring at my finger with what I found and just ignoring all of this.
Hey Benji, what you got there?
I just hold my finger up to you and just let you look at it, like I'm just showing it to you, and I'm just kind of smiling doofusly in the background. So
that'll do, Pig. That'll do. Okay, so excuse me.
Real quick, Nineball, before we get into this, Argo, go ahead and make a discern realities on this. Actually, I mean, let's say you're spouting lore about the wound. I don't know if that's technically correct, but let's do that instead. So that's intelligence D6.
Okay, 2d6 is 11 plus intelligence plus 2, so 13.
Excellent. I will tell you something interesting and useful.
Yay.
So he had said that to never mind this because this is a wound that came from falling down the stairs. This is definitely a gunshot wound, and it is kind of badly infected. He's still kind of up and about, but as you look closer, you can see that he's kind of sweating, and you can see red lines kind of trailing from this thing that is clearly was made by a small caliber gun. So Nineball, go ahead and
Can I discern some reality too, real quick, before we move on?
yeah. Are you just kind of looking at the
I'm-
place? What are you looking at?
He's looking at his booker. Come on.
The thing that
you
I want
want-
to figure out what this thing on my finger is that I just brought out of my nose.
Yeah, roll for it,
Told
man.
you.
Let's go for it. What here is useful or valuable? Go ahead and roll for it. Let's yes I am this
Okay.
shit.
That's 2d6,
Yeah, plus
which is a
wisdom.
3 plus wisdom, which is 1, so
Okay.
4.
Yeah, it is. You and on closer inspection, it seems like you've clearly actually picked out part of your brain, is what you think from this. It looks like this is definitely like internal matter that you'll need, and you start kind of psychosomatically thinking of yourself as like having a headache or forgetting things. Like you're like, man, I don't remember my mom's name. Like I don't remember where I was at before I transformed into a mutaniac. So it definitely shakes you a little bit.
So not much freaks me out, and this freaks me out. So I hurriedly try to shove this back into my nose, thinking that will fix the problem.
You attempt to do some surgery, and as when you pull out your finger is clean, but you can still feel it up in there. It doesn't feel like it's in place. There, it may be a dead piece of your brain that you've pulled off.
Try not to Johnson
Okay.
trace.
Well, meanwhile, while I'm poking at Mayor Guy's Nerf's cheek, I'm asking him what kind of trouble. what kind of trouble is
Real quick
going
as
on
well,
here?
Benjamin, you are confused by this. So that is the status. Until you can rectify this in your mind, you take a -1 on wisdom rolls.
I see that this is happening, and I move kind of to block the view of. I don't know how tall Nerf is, but I just try to like step in between Benjamin.
Okay, yeah, you kind of block it. You can do so.
Yeah. Okay.
And what do you say?
Yeah.
Don't brain shame me. No, well, Jesus.
I say, well, it seems like we've kind of put the cart before the horse here. I'm not sure why I'm the interlocutor. I only have 8 charisma, but
Me too, buddy.
well, I gave here what got us through the gate with Picky over there. We passed by some old world tech. If you're interested in it,
Be picky or the other guy picky?
what?
Be picky or the other guy picky?
You
Yes.
picky, you picky.
Yeah,
The other guy picky.
Different kinds of picky. You shall be picky, Junior.
about a day's travel or a night's travel back the way we came to the southwest. There's a trailer if you want to go there and raid that for anything useful for your civilization. What we're looking for is safe passage through to something called an egg, if you're familiar with them, a place where people survived the Great War.
I don't know anything about no. I haven't seen an egg. I don't know anything about an egg.
Yeah.
Well, meanwhile, while I'm again poking at this guy's cheek, Nerf's cheek, and all of this is going on, I'm just trying to disinfect it or whatever as best I can, and I ask him, so falling down the stairs, huh? Pretty rough blow there.
Yeah, I live in a
Mind
treehouse.
telling me
It
what's
happens all the
actually-
time.
Oh, really? I didn't realize that you could get shot with a gun in the face from falling down stairs.
I ain't never been shot. What are you talking about?
Sure. I'm a doctor. Try again.
It's no. This was I can see why it might look like that. I scraped my face on the corner of a stair as I fell down. Now, what do you? It's awfully rude of you strangers to come in here and accuse me of lying.
No. Well, I think that regardless of, and I wink at Argyle, regardless of how you got that wound, I think my doctor here, my companion, just wants to help, and I assure you she doesn't mean any offense. We just want to make sure that we leave only footprints and take only pictures, So
What are you talking about? I don't have any pictures.
There
for you.
is.
Benjamin
I
has been
kind of wave.
slowly turning around, and he just looks back and says, "There's no stairs. What are you talking about?"
I don't live at my
No.
work.
I kind of wave half hand, away at my companions, and I just kind of shake my head, and I'm just like, "Look, this thing is infected. You need me to take care of this for you."
I I feel fine. I don't know what you're talking about.
At this point, do I does one of us have to make a check? Do I have to
You can,
attest to Argyle's ability with
you
my
can
good?
you can parlay at this point. So and the leverage, you have to have leverage to parlay, and the leverage you have is that you know that he is very sick and this is a wound.
Well,
go ahead. I apologize.
Can we talk OOC? My charisma is dog shit.
So's mine.
Okay. Hey,
I've actually have 12 charisma because everybody likes the dummy.
Well, confusion doesn't change your charisma roll, just your wisdom roll. So you can be confused.
So I point to her if I say, "Hey, one moment." I whisper into Benji's ear. I say,
Don't call me Benji.
What's that?
Don't call him Benji, is what he said.
I whisper into Benjamin's ear, and I say, face hurt, real bad, fire inside, gonna die, doctor help.
Okay.
And then I turn to her and I say, yeah, I'm gonna let my friend here. I'm gonna let my friend here explain this.
So and then in the fictions, this is table talk and stuff like that is like generally discouraged, but the idea being maybe that like you're presenting Benjamin because he's a harmless idiot.
Yeah.
So like a guileless. Like I'll allow it on that approach.
It's been 10 years since I played tabletop.
No, it's okay. It's hard to avoid doing that. Like, it's just and I'm not always the best at enforcing that. Like that is a thing that you're supposed to be harsher about that I'm never harsh about because I don't.
Well, in particular, I've already said my piece about it, and here's my thing. Like, we're looking for a thing. This guy's not telling us anything. So, I don't really care if I, pick at this guy's face or what. But, I've said my thing. So if Benjamin wants to talk to him,
yeah, I mean, you've done
fun.
Your contribution is big. It allows you to kind of make this a mechanical thing because now you have leverage over him. So go ahead and roll 2d6 plus charisma. Jeremy or Benjamin rather.
It's 9 plus charisma, which I don't have a bonus on, so 9.
Yep. So what this means is they'll do as you ask, you get what you want, but they want a promise in exchange. So go ahead and role play it out. How do you present this?
So I walk over to Nerf.
Mayor Nerf.
And I lay my hand on his shoulder, and the smell of me kind of makes him turn even greener than he already was. Because again, I am a stinky, gross fat boy.
And you've been covered with like a lot of blood and like
a lot of blood, a lot of guts.
Those intestines had things in them before they fell on you. So
rotting half-digested food all over my body.
It's not even your shit. Like it's
secondhand shit.
Yeah, you're covered in secondhand shit. So okay.
But I put my hand on his shoulder and I look him directly in his eyes, and he can tell that I'm serious. And I point to the spot on his face, and I point at Argyle, and I just kind of point back at the spot, and I'm just looking at him very seriously, and I say the word hurt, and I believe that he will take my meaning. And it doesn't sound good. Yeah.
You sing the song "Hurt," but you do a Johnny Cash cover of it instead of the Nine Inch Nails.
I've already established that Benjamin is a Nine Inch Nails fan. So
Benjamin want to fuck you like an animal. So
that also requires a charisma check, by the way.
Roll your to fuck like an animal move. It just makes me think of like a Nine Inch Nails based like role playing game where you can just do. Thing like
actions just, like, based on the lyrics.
Like I'm gonna make your head like a hole.
God damn it!
Things like
that would be a lot of fun.
So you grab his shoulder and you do that, and his eyes are kind of shaking at you, and his brow is furrowed and stuff, and eventually it weakens, and he goes, "All right, you sons of bitches, I'll let you, but you have to promise this can't leave this room. You can't tell anybody I told you, because I could die."
You're already going to die if I don't take care of you.
You mean die from something besides the bullet wound to your head?
Yeah, if you don't promise, I'm not going to tell you. I need you to promise that you won't tell anybody this.
We promise. Pinky swear.
Yeah.
I still have my hand on his shoulder, and I kind of look at him again, and I close my eyes, and I just nod gravely.
Okay, you do your spooky gas mask nod.
Yeah.
He says, he leans in. He's like, "All right. I know there's an egg nearby, but I heard Randy talking about it.
Oh, Randy, fucking Randy.
I know he's been he's he's a traitor who moved in, not traitor, traitor. He's a traitor that moved into town. He's been controlling us from the inside. Moved in a few months back. He's taken over. Everybody gives him some of his food. He keeps coming, and he keeps having weapons and old world tech, and he's got us by the balls. He does. I threatened to contact the people in Ford's Rock for help. He dang near shot me, by which I mean he shot me, and I've been in fear ever since.
Okay, so when you say he's controlling you from the inside, do you mean that metaphorically, like he is wielding economic or political power? Or does he have something that is controlling your movements? Because we've seen that before, like today.
Not like super seriously, but I just smack Nineball on the shoulder. Like,
you give him a gentle smack. Like, no.
Once I close my eyes after nodding gravely, I fell asleep, so I wake up when she slaps Nineball and wake back up. So I completely missed all of the stuff that Nerf had to say.
Nobody knows. Like if this guy has old world tech, we just saw all that stuff with the ticks. Like there might be something more going on here.
He says he's like, no, he's been threatening my people. And we've been keeping him secret. That we got a little picky out there keeping people away. We didn't used to do that. We were a friendly village. We traded with the people of Forge Rock. Now we haven't heard from them in, I don't know, weeks and weeks. I don't know what happened to the people in that town. And this Randy son of a bitch, he's got us by the short hairs.
Randy people tend to do that. Everybody knows a Randy. So
everyone thinks I don't know wordplay because I'm living the sticks, but I do. Understand what you mean by that.
So
he's horny with a gun, not with a dick. It's a different kind of Randy.
So do we need to fix this dude's face? Like, do we need to have Argyle?
You don't need to fix this dude's face. I do, but yeah, I'm.
You can,
I'm all right
you can treat him. You can use a medkit charge to disinfect it and stuff if you want to do that.
Okay.
I do the same.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask. So Miss Sheriff Nerf, Mayor Nerf, whichever is applicable, is it okay if my friend here works on you? I mean, is this something that us as outsiders are better positioned to do, to go talk to Randy and see what's going on?
If you can take care of Randy, we'll owe you a mighty debt. I think I've heard him talk about an egg before, and he's the one who keeps coming back here with guns and stuff.
Okay, well, he might be pulling those guns from the egg. Sorry, I think that's something that we can do. I mean,
I'd mighty appreciate it.
Yeah, I turned to Argyle and turned to Benjamin. Say, like, it seems like this guy will know where we're going. I mean, even if we know where the egg is, we're not going to know where the entrance. If he knows where the entrance is, he can just tell us.
I just cut him off in the middle of it because he's just talking too much, and I shrug. I'm like, it's fine. Like, we don't have any other leads. We're doing it. Shut up.
Okay, fine. We'll just start working on that, and we'll make ourselves comfortable here. And if Nerf wants to tell stories, he can. And if he wants to stay still, he can. It's fine.
Yeah, Nerf. As you are putting antibiotic ointment on his cheek, he walks over the wall and pulls down a.
I'm walking after him as he's walking around.
You rush you off for just a second, and pulls a map that's been thumbtacked to the wall of the of this thing, and it says Bryson Forest Preserve. And he pulls it down, and he takes a marker out of his pocket and marks an X somewhere. And then he goes, "That's where that son of a bitch is posted up."
Does he have guards?
Be careful.
Like, does he have goons that are going to keep us from getting there?
There are people in town he's kind of conscripted. They're loyal to him, and he's packing heat. I'd be careful. He leaves from time to time. He leaves town. Might be that you could follow him. Might be that you can get him when he's not around, but he always leaves someone posted up.
Which way does he usually go? Does he go to the northeast?
You might have to ask Picky about that.
Okay. That sounds good. Is there anything that he is particularly sensitive about? Something that we should
His mother.
Okay.
I heard that his mother
Lots of
died a long
lots of
time
folk
ago.
are.
Oh.
Okay.
Benjamin makes his gas mask into a sad expression, and because he remembers his mother from a long time ago.
Yeah, you don't remember your mother from a long
You don't
time ago. We
remember it,
established
remember?
that, like,
Because you picked your brain out.
one of the one thing we established you don't remember.
He's sad because he doesn't remember. Put it back.
He says, yeah, he's been gone. He drinks a lot. He's talked about that before.
He drinks a lot. Do we know where he's getting the hooch?
I don't know. He probably brings it back with him wherever he gets these guns.
Okay, cool. I think that's all the questions I have. Benjamin or Argyle, do you have anything that might be good to know?
Oh, first off, I want to know if any of the people here have anything that can help us. Rations or whatever. You're kind of low, aren't you? Or 9 ball, whatever your name is.
Yes.
He's like, yeah, we can give you a day's food and drink. We had to pay most of our water and food to Randy and his cohort, but we've got some we can spare in exchange for your help.
Well, hopefully we'll fix that problem, and this will be a big deal. Thank you.
Yeah, and he can give you each a ration, a day's ration. And he says we don't have an empty apartment right now, but we have a common room where you can sleep, and he marks it on the map. There, he says if you guys end up needing a safe place to sleep, there'll be some other people in there with you. Randy's kind of requisitioned. His guards get a private house. Usually we bunk up 2 or 3. So some people have been displaced.
Okay.
Makes no difference to me. That just means it's easier for me to slip irradiated stuff to 9 ball, etc.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. It sounded
No.
like a mumble.
No. That's just like me talking out of character.
Okay. Well, so
Benjamin has started working in his left nostril now, but Argyle slaps his hand away because
Yeah.
that's not a good idea for anybody.
I think we need to go talk to Picky.
Okay. You guys head over to the gate, and you see Picky leaning over the thing. He's got his gun sitting out, and he's got a pair of binoculars on a chain that are attached to the door.
I look at binoculars. Are they just toilet paper tubes with mirrors on the end?
No. They look actually kind of legit.
Okay.
They're beat up, but they
But mighty fine specs he got there.
Thanks, stranger. I couldn't remember what accent. I'm trying to keep these accents straight. I think he's slightly more country than the mayor. Thanks,
He's like
stranger.
a inspector kind of guy, right?
Yeah. I
Binoculars!
gotta keep these peepers in order to watch out for troublemakers.
You
Make sure nobody gets in here and disturbs the town.
You take pride in your job. I like that. So here's a question for you. We think that we want to go and talk with Randy and see if we can't figure out this problem. Going to his house seems like a suicide. It seems like we would be doing a suicide.
Yeah, he's got some real mean bastards in his employ. Absolutely.
Yeah.
He doesn't want anyone to come around.
Mayor Nerf said that he leaves town. What route does he take to go where he goes?
And he points off in a direction. He heads off that way. He's always got a pack with him, a backpack. Heads off that way. I watch him as far as I can, but he ends up leaving. It's past the horizon.
Okay, that's still useful. Does he leave every day, or is this something where we're gonna have to wait a while to make it happen?
Once every 2 days, once every 2-3 days. It seems like the way when he comes back, he's always carrying a candle, and that's how I know not to harass him.
Okay, well, I don't think there's anything more that I need. Does he go with like an escort? Does he have people either walking with him or in front of him or around him? Like, if we talk to him, will we be ambushed?
No, I've never seen anybody leave with him. He always leaves off on his own. My boy Nex, he's following him with his crew, and I've tried to talk to him about it, and he says he doesn't even know where Randy goes.
Okay. Does Nex still live with you?
No, he's got a private bunk now that he's hooked up with Randy.
Yeah. The best way to approach this just seems to be to like go out and wait and just like explore the woods and wait for him to pass by. So
It sounds like we need a candle before we do that.
to make sure we don't get shot by Picky here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Picky can spot the gigantic giant covered in mud and shit and blood?
Like possibly not.
If it's dark, he may
Standing
or may
right here.
not. If it's dark, he may or may not know that is one of Randy's men or somebody else.
You can
entirely.
get a candle. There's people still make candles from like animal fat and shit. So
Okay, can I get
you're
a
able
candle and something to light it with?
Yeah, shit candles.
Yeah,
Shit candle.
You're able to get a candle and a box with 3 matches in it from the mayor when you check, and he pulls
Awesome.
it out of a like a lockbox, like it's a precious thing.
Yeah.
To be able to create fire.
Well, I'm only going to use it if we need it, but need to have it.
I ask him.
Well,
okay.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I pull out my thingy. I pull out what looks like the feature flip phone, and I say, "Hey, this blue light. If I held this up, would you be able to see that in an emergency?"
Yeah, he's fascinated by this.
Okay.
He's like, don't. Did you get that from Randy?
No,
Don't let him see with that.
This is from pretty far away. This is from a different egg that I went to, a different settlement that I found it in.
All right. Yeah, I won't. It sounds like you. If you guys are working for the mayor, you guys are okay with me. Anything that gets rid of Randy is good in old Picky's book.
Cool. So
I'm still holding on to my candle and my matches because emergencies happen.
yeah. This is backup. I don't want to waste my batteries. They're not.
Yeah.
They're not. Too
I
many
am
lightning
just
cables.
I am just yawning continuously throughout
Yeah,
this.
this
So like, we probably need to
Go take
figure out
a
a way
nap.
to rest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do that.
You can go rest in the common room. Go ahead and like I said, you can also take, if you want to heal, you can take extra time to do that. But time will pass and things will happen as you do. So it is up to you. But you can go and just take a sleep if you like as well.
I'm starting to feel a toll. And especially if we're going to be dealing with if we're going to be 7 samuraiing with Randy here, it makes sense for us to charge up. Like if he leaves every 2 days, I don't see a problem with waiting.
I only have 1 use on my med kit left, so I don't want to use it on you guys right now. So
yeah,
Also, I'm still pretty confused by this whole brain on my finger thing. So I'm sure a good sleep will just let me forget about it, and I won't ever remember that I did it.
Can I
and I'll be
like?
fine.
Okay, I was going to say it's either that or maybe I can, very primitively explain to him that he is okay.
You can do so. You guys can take a
Either
rest. You guys can take your hit points back. Argyle, you can use your like a surgeon move, and you can remove a condition. There's 2 of them at play. It's not just Benjamin being confused. Also, Nineball is weak.
Nineball is weak. Well,
he's got some kind of poison running through his veins.
Yeah, I'm more concerned about the poison than I am about what's his head's confusion because he's kind of, only just so in that department to begin with. So, yeah.
If we're going to be traveling, then he will need his wisdom to help us make the. If we're going to be traveling, we want him to be in his right head. My thing.
Is he ever really?
No. Relatively. I'm honestly, I think I'm doing fine. I'm just a little bit lightheaded, but it's just a matter of the body, not the mind, and that's what I've got.
Yeah, and so there's a potential consequence for this. You can get rid of that, but you can also make him weak from doing it. Like he will be recovering from surgery, so you can wait 2 days and recover from that as well. But there's a cost to doing this, to kind of taking away that status affliction. So it's up to you whether you want to do it. You can see on your moves the kind of potential cost for it. And all that stuff can go away if you wait long enough, but things will continue to move on as you wait.
Yep.
It can get worse. So up to you.
Oh, yeah, I'll leave it up to you. That's my case for the proposed order.
Well, would
I've taken 6 damage throughout this whole misadventure that we've had so far, so I could definitely use some time to heal that up, especially if we're going to.
Yeah.
Then I'll go ahead and do the like a surgeon whatnot on Benjamin, I guess.
Okay. So everybody heal up. You guys are taking a day to just kind of like rest in the common room and eat. Heal up, use a ration. But you guys do get to heal up to max. And then Argyle, go ahead and roll your int plus 2d6 plus int to see how well you fix his brain through.
All right. It is an 8 plus 2, so that would be a 10.
That's great. So you get rid of the affliction, and for 1 day, Benjamin is weak, which is a -1 to strength, but that will go away on its own, whereas the confused wouldn't have just gone away. So you guys can wait an extra day to get rid of that, or you guys can move out. People in town are kind of noticing that you're there, and people are asking questions, of you, and it seems fairly innocent, at least at first.
Well, it's mostly a matter of when we see Randy. If he's only every couple of days, are we seeing him on the move? If he is, then I say we need to go after him. If he's
are you
not,
guys kind of scouting out the town, like after you guys? So like to heal up, you guys rest. Like you guys like literally just take a day, read some books, play cards. Take a mental health day and stuff. On the next day, which would leave, like I said, Benjamin weak. And as you were doing so, people are kind of asking, like people are noticing that you're there. Like there are travelers in the common room who are not from town. If you guys are kind of going out and trying to keep an eye out for Randy or trying to gather information, that's a different thing. And you can do that, but it's not resting. So.
Well, I am like the least injured. I rested that 1 day, and I am not weak, and I am not whatever. So I'm gonna go do that.
Yeah, you can leave. You can leave Benjamin to sleep for an extra day to sleep off the surgery.
Yeah, that's fine.
So you got to go in and you snip some things around his nose, and you honestly all you do is you take out his tonsils, but you convince him that you fixed something in his brain. So he has to recover from that, but it's all psychosomatic. But the surgery helped. He thinks that you did something, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
So the other two of you guys kind of go out, keeping an eye out. And what method are you using to try to find Randy? Are you maybe staking out the entrance to see if he leaves or comes back? Are you going to where he's at to kind of try to look at that? Are you asking around?
I'm not going to be. I'm going to go to the entrance because I'm not about to go by myself over to where he's at. I'm going to go check and see, because if Picky can see him, that's enough for me to go grab the guys and go get them.
Okay.
So,
what do you think about that, Nineball? Are you down for that, or?
Yeah, that sounds good. As long as we maintain some kind of low profile.
Okay. You can go. If you guys are trying to remain unseen, that would be a defy danger. Because as you are doing so, he does approach. You see a man swagger by. He's a broad-shouldered gentleman with a square jaw with a kind of some stubble on it, and a nearly a unibrow. Like he's got a kind of a connecting bridge between his. He's a real kind of like a bulky Bill Berry, like a big buff Bill Berry, B. And he kind of strides by. And if you guys are trying to not be seen, that will be a defy danger. So you can do that a couple different. You can literally try to hide. You can try to blend in. There's different kind of approaches you can take to that.
Yeah. Just to confirm, I'm sleeping back at the camp, right? I'm sleeping off my nose speaking situation. Okay.
Yep, you're on call. They're gonna come grab you after this. So how do you want to avoid being seen as he approaches?
I mean, for me, it's all about watching lines of sight and determining kind of like what the composition of his group is. So I would like to hide in plain sight and just kind of like, make my way through, trying to act as nonchalantly as possible. So I would love to use my int modifier as a.
So kind of nonchalantly would be a charisma. Then you're trying to act in a certain way. If you're trying to find a space to hide or find a place that is outside of his vision, that could be an int.
Yeah, I want to do that.
Yeah, I'm trying to maneuver away from where he can see me also, because I'm kind of conspicuous in my, lab coat and human skin and whatever.
Yeah, you guys everyone here is conspicuous. Nobody is inconspicuous. So you guys can, it's probably best to do this as an assist roll. Have one of you guys assist the other rather than do two rolls, because group stealth kind of blows. So choose which one, who's taking the lead and who's going to assist the other one.
Nineball, what do you want to do?
I'll take the lead.
Okay. So go ahead and roll plus your bond, Argyle, to see if you assist.
Okay. So that's 2d6.
Plus one probably. Because you probably have one bond with.
Okay. That would be 5 plus 1 would be 6.
Okay. So so you attempt to help him, and you're not really of help.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll defy danger 2d6 plus intelligence -1 for the time you spend listening to bad advice.
Okay. I already rolled. I rolled a 6. +2, so it's a 7.
Okay.
+2 -1, so it's a 7.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So you're able to find a spot. However, in order to get to the spot up there, only one of you guys can do it. You'll have to boost somebody up on top of a section of house. So it is a spot, but it is a diminished version of it. Like you can boost somebody up there, but only one person can stay hidden. The other person is going to be seen by him. Whether that matters or not remains to be told. But he's going to see one of you guys.
Well, Nine Ball is still weak from his poisoning tick, whatever the heck. So if anybody needs to get boosted up, it would be him, not me.
Okay. You managed to boost him up onto the roof in time, and he doesn't. The guy swaggering forward, Randy, doesn't see him. Nine Ball's not there, but as he walks towards the gate, he stops and looks at you. Looks down, looks you up and down, and says, "Crouch," and then continues walking out of town.
All right, and I watch to see where he goes, as long as he can go.
Yep, and he goes in the direction that Picky pointed out, and he walks there. It's evening at the time he takes off. He is walking in that direction in the evening.
Okay.
And eventually he leaves your vision.
Okay. Seems like we've confirmed it. Yeah. Does it make sense to follow? Like, I'm gonna ask Argyle. Does it make sense to follow him?
Well, I would say so, because even if we get there, we don't know how to get in.
Yeah. Okay.
We leaving? What's his name?
Is Benjamin in a
we
position to come along?
Yeah, you can go grab him real quick. He's all healed up.
Okay.
Cool.
By the end of the day.
Benjamin just farted in his sleep. I just wanted to.
Yeah, and the whole common room, like everyone's like everyone looks over at you kind of crankily.
Yeah, we're gonna wear out our welcome if we keep him here. So yeah, let's go after.
This isn't the first fart. Like he's been doing that the entire time he's been there. So it's like
it's just been a string of continuous. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Well, I mean, he already smells
bad
bad to begin with. The fart
No.
maybe makes it smell better. I don't even know.
Yeah, he's unleashing the blood fart left and right. Like it is no good.
A more familiar kind of.
Let's just say that I'm the only one in the common room now.
Yeah,
I've cleared it out.
Yeah, the mayor is working up the nerve to talk to you about. That. With all due respect, we want to help, but we can't literally displace our population for your bad gas.
You have to go.
Yeah, like have you looked at your diet? So they you guys make off, and you guys are trying to tail him. This leaves the forest, so it's not. It kind of works for you and against you. There's sight lines in a lot of directions, so you don't have to be close to him really to follow him. But if he looks back, he could probably see you there. How are you dealing with that? You could, it's up to you. You can wait a little bit longer to let him get out of sight and follow in the general direction he's going. You could try to look like you're going another direction.
That's asinine. I would rather just let him get out of sight and then just follow whatever trail he's leaving through, whatever, in that same direction. I mean, if he's going in this direction, unless he zigs or zags somewhere, we'll get there. We don't need to keep him in sight all the time.
Yeah.
Okay. You let him get ahead of you, and it's a pretty long walk. It's not like a day's walk. It's several hours. You're walking, and you see actually in the distance, you see a lone tree there, and there's something cloth that's flapping in the wind on the tree as it's off in the distance. That's all you see at this point.
Does it look like clothing, or does it look like something he left to mark a trail?
It could
Can't
be
you
either.
use your phone and look at it? Weren't you doing that before with the wall, using it to zoom in?
that was a flavor thing. There's another one of the thingies that he can do to see far distance.
Oh, right. It's because of my headgear.
Yeah, well, no, there is one. If you choose an eye thingy in your initial choice, that one allows you to. Or no, actually, I took that out. They used to allow you to see from far away.
Yeah.
You can actually discern realities about this, but you're gonna have to get closer. Like at this point, it could be anything.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd rather keep distance.
Okay. You get a little bit closer, just enough to see, and it does look like clothes. As you get a little bit closer.
Is there a swimming hole nearby?
There's no swimming hole. This is arid land. So, Dang, no swimming hole.
Okay.
Oh.
I see no reason not to continue.
Okay. You continue to make your way up, and as you get closer to the clothing, you recognize it as the clothing that Randy was wearing. That is now hanging on the tree. There's nothing else there, though. And it's like thoughtfully put up.
Okay. Has he changed his shoes?
Yeah, his shoes are at the bottom of the tree. It's an entire set.
That's how you throw a trail.
Thanks.
Fuck. Okay.
Oh. It's
I mean, can we? Okay, so now that we're close, like now, can I discern reality and see which direction maybe some tracks have led off to? Okay.
Yeah, you can kind of check out some tracks. Go ahead and roll a discern reality.
Snake eyes. So 4.
Snake yeah, the as you're kind of looking around, the wind kind of picks up a little bit, and you see just for a brief second, you see the trail going off in the same direction he was, in north, but the wind actually blows dust over it as you're looking and obscures the trail.
Shit.
There.
All right. Well, I turn to the others and say, guys, I'm stumped. Does it make sense to just wait for him to come back and then get him the next time?
Well, that's what I was going to say, because at this point, either we keep going along this same path and maybe don't know where we're going, or, we're only supposed to talk to him right now.
Yeah.
Yes, you guys can wait. You guys could go back to, he's not there if you wanted to try any hijinks with his base back in town, which is guarded. Or you can kind of continue on this route. It did look like it began to continue to go north. It's just the trail is obscured, but you did see it continue to head north from the tree.
Okay. That's not enough to follow, I don't think. Can I inspect his clothes?
Yeah. You can take a look at his clothes.
Okay.
No need for a roll. Like, you just kind of look through the pockets and stuff. You notice in his jacket pocket, in his clothes on the inside of the jacket pocket, there's a flare. That he has, like a road flare.
Okay.
That is in there. And you also find a metal key inside.
Okay.
Gary, will you just let me know when it's time for me to wake up, and I'll start using stuff.
Smash some stuff. The smashing can happen anytime. You can smash literally whenever you want.
Is there anything either on Benjamin's person or in one of Argyle's health kits that I could use to take an impression of the key?
Yeah. So there is.
Stick it in my gut.
Benjamin is able to use. He has a move related to this where he can spend one of his junks to find a useful object.
Okay.
So if that's what you're trying to do, he can spend a junk to see if you can find something that might be able to do that.
Okay. Does that sound okay to you, three junk boy?
Into it.
Okay.
You reach so spend one junk. You kind of reach kind of pat yourself down, and you allow your companions to do so as well. And eventually you find a small section of bird bath that's hanging from a chain on his back and has some kind of wax that's kind of congealed inside it, like it was used as a candle holder at some point.
Okay.
Like a makeshift candle holder, and now is just goop wax. But you can make an impression of the key with it.
Okay,
for sure.
I do that. I don't want to.
Okay.
I don't want to tip Randy off that somebody might be after him. So I just do that, and then leave everything kind of as I found it.
Okay. You have an impression of the key.
Okay.
Are you going to head back? Are you going to? It's possible too. So like this tree, you see this tree here. It's not just like one tree again on a flat plain, final destination. Like, it's been pretty arid land, but there's kind of more kind of rocky outcroppings and a couple bits of scrub brush and stuff here. It's kind of the climate the land is changing a little bit here as well.
Okay.
Would it make sense for us to see if there's some place we can hide out and just watch where he's coming from on his way back?
You could definitely find a place to hide for sure. You can discern some realities and see if you can find a spot.
Let's do that.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. Go ahead, and whoever wants to take the role, take the lead on that.
Okay. I rolled an 8 plus my intelligence, right?
Wisdom.
Okay. 8 plus 1, so 9.
Okay, so you choose one question. I imagine what should I be on the lookout for? What is used for a valuable?
Yeah,
is my guess. which one of those do you want to do? You can choose whichever one you want, not to make the choice for you, but
what to look out for?
okay. You actually find, assuming that anyone coming would be coming from the north, which is a strong assumption, or is an assumption. But if you make that assumption, there actually is a rocky outcropping that has kind of a blind spot. It looks like a section where some kind of erosion has happened from the wind. So there's actually like a little nugget you could tuck yourself in to, and you would be invisible from anyone approaching from the north. From that.
Well, that looks like a good place for me to go sit. So,
and it's relatively sizable. Like you guys can hide out there.
Yeah,
that's no problem.
I see no reason.
Well, that's where I'm. Yeah, that's where I'm going.
Yeah, I'll sit there and try not to make any fuss and play Snake on my phone.
Okay.
Are we downwind?
The wind is actually kind of whipping around multiple ways. Actually.
Yeah, that is true.
If you want to completely hide your scent, you can use a water ration to rinse yourself off.
One
not sure
water
if it's worth
ration? One? Really?
Yeah. It's well, I mean, one water. You're supposed to drink like a gallon of water a day or something. Like or not a gallon. So 8-ounce glasses is what it's going to take to off. So it's up to you.
I don't know a lot about tracking, as I've said, but I do know smelling bad makes my job a lot harder. So I should probably not smell bad.
Okay, is this bath a group effort?
Yeah, everybody does the car wash. Everybody, and it's really difficult. There's lots of little nooks and crannies with like bits of flesh and like rot and stuff in them. Like it's pretty gross.
Tasty.
Like grout. Like you're like taking a toothbrush and like scrubbing out the grout on his person. But eventually you do so, and he actually smells like a normal person who hasn't taken a bath. Like he doesn't smell like a walking charnel house for once in his life.
Is this heartbreaking for Benjamin? Because it seems like he's been working on his patina for a while.
I am crying underneath my gas mask the entire time this is happening.
It's cleaning out under your gas mask as well. There's like little bits of like goop and boogers and shit that fall out.
I pat him and reassure him that there is plenty more where that came from, and we can build it back. What has been rebuilt shall be rebuilt.
Promise me we'll go back and see the ticks, Argyle. I want to go back to the ticks after this is
roll
over.
around on your back and just burst of like bubble wrap. So you guys hide out, and it's overnight that you guys hide out. And sometime probably, if you had to guess, a couple hours before dawn, you hear footsteps coming from the north. Of course, you guys are hidden away. You don't see anything. You just hear footsteps.
Yeah, let's watch, see what happens.
You watch, and do you guys peek out? The way that you were there, since you're covered from the north, from where you're at, you can't see where the tree is. If you want to do that, you're gonna have to dip your head out, or you can just wait and see if anything passes by.
I'm Jimmy Bug Eyes, so if I peek my head out, they're gonna see it. So I'm gonna let other people decide that.
No, we definitely don't want Benjamin to stick his head out. He's kind of obvious too. So I guess it's my go to peek my head out and take a look.
You pop your head out, and luckily, there's no roll required, because as you pop your head out, you see near the tree, you see Randy changing out of a jumpsuit that is blue with orange piping on it, and putting that into his backpack and changing back into his clothes.
Okay, well, I whisper this. We want to keep him alive, because he's the only person who knows where this thing is at, apparently.
Yeah, it looked like you froze for a second. The wind has also died down as well. And he's made his way back. So it's possible that he has a track that he's made on his way back, even though the track there has disappeared. So
well, if he's changing into some other kind of outfit to go that way, my guess, if you put two and two together, is that if we go that way without whatever he was wearing, we may be spotted by somebody as being an outsider or some such. I don't know that it's necessarily wise to go too far that way.
Yeah. Does he leave his old clothes with him?
Yeah, he stuffs his the jumpsuit he was wearing into his backpack and puts on his old clothing.
Yeah,
and then starts walking back.
Yeah. All right. Well, doesn't make sense.
Jump him.
Oh, good.
Jump him.
You can do what you want, Jeremy. You don't have to wait for everyone else's
Yeah,
permission.
Yeah,
you
It's a
can
game
do whatever
of
you want,
invention.
Benjamin. I
Yeah,
mean,
like,
go for it.
Like I am extremely bored of all of this waiting around. So I
Yeah.
finally see something to do. So I'm just going to jump out and grab this dude and kind of hold his arms behind him and just hold him in place.
Okay. He's unaware. You guys had a good hiding spot. So you guys just jump out and he goes, "Gah!" And you grab him and hold him in place. As you are holding him, he starts reaching towards his belt for a gun. What do you do?
Whatever arm he's reaching for,
Yeah.
I just break his arm at the elbow.
Okay. So you, in order, this is a teaching moment for Dungeon World. In order to like break a bone or something with an attack, you're looking for messy. You can use your shambling trash heap move to add the tag messy. So if you look at the first thing, append a piece of junk to your weapon that adds one of the following tags. So you can spend a junk and do an attack and make your attack messy. And what messy means is you can break bones, you can poke out eyes, you can do things like that.
Or
Gotcha.
can I follow behind him and just stab this dude with my scalpel while he's doing his
Nope.
grabbing?
He will shoot him by the time you do that. This is
Okay.
this is happening too quick for that. Things don't happen simultaneously.
Yep.
So it is up to you, Benjamin, what you do. But you can, if you want to break his arm, you can do that. You have a mechanic for it.
Sure. Yeah. Let's do the shambling trash heap move.
Okay.
And then we'll attach a piece of junk and try to break this dude's arms to show him that I mean business. I don't know what business I mean, but I mean it.
Okay.
I love
go
that the
ahead
light of God is just like
Yeah, it
shining
keeps-
on Jeremy's face.
Can you go ahead and roll your attack to attack him.
So
and
that's
then
just 1d6, right?
2d6 plus strength. And your strength is not
Strength.
negative impact. Your strength is still good.
That was 4 plus my strength, which is 2, so 6.
It's not great. So he actually manages. You're on your way to do that, and you're reeling back to do it. But because you have to get a lot of effort, it takes slightly longer than you expect, and he gets a shot off on you. So you, as you are doing it, he shoots you. You take 1d6 plus 2 damage as he shoots you. So you still have the benefit of this. So you your weapon still has that messy tag. You can describe what you added to your normal weapon to make it messy, but you did not actually manage to hit him before he hits you.
Okay. So I took 6 plus, you said 1d6
2.
plus 2, so 8 damage.
Okay, it's a good shot.
This is not
And
the
then,
time to like critical. Oh my god.
And what? So the rest of you guys see that happening. So that was you missed that. It kind of breaks your stride. Regardless of your planning, it looks like Benjamin has upset the apple cart here. How do you, Nineball and Argyle? How do you react?
Well, this guy's still got a gun in his hand, so I want to, try to finish what Benjamin was starting to try to do and, disable this guy's arm with my scalpel.
Yeah, so you can go ahead and make an attack. You can't sneak up on this guy. He's pretty aware. You can attack. You have a messy messy weapon,
Yeah.
so you can go ahead and make a roll.
He's pretty aware.
Yeah,
I imagine so.
Go ahead and roll hack and slash.
Okay, so that's 2d6 plus strength, right?
Yep.
Okay. That is 8 plus nothing.
Okay,
So-
8 is still good. So he manages to get a shot off on you as you approach. You do it, and he turns towards you and pulls the trigger, shooting you. So take 1d6 plus 2, but also roll your damage and describe what happens narratively.
Okay,
His
so I
arm.
took 4 plus 2, so 6 damage.
Armor still counts
And-
for that. So
Okay, so that's 1 armor, so that would be,
5 damage.
yeah.
Yeah, and make sure you counted armor as well, Benjamin, for that. So you should have, if you have
I
any
didn't,
junk left,
yeah.
you should have 2 armor, so it should do 2 less damage to that.
So I
And
have
then
6 damage.
go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay.
Argyle.
Yeah. Oh, I got an 8, so I fucked
Oh.
this guy up.
Yeah, you-
I took my scalpel and I was pissed.
So that would be enough to kill him. Are you trying to kill him? You don't have to.
No, I'm not trying to kill him. I'm trying to disable his arm, and we want to ask him questions. So I don't want him dead. I want him pretty jacked up, but not dead. Like, He is bleeding prodigiously from his arm from when I cut it, but I can pull out pull out, either rip off some of my clothes or something to make like a makeshift tourniquet, or use my med kit, or whichever way I need to do this to staunch the blood flow to keep him alive, at least as long as, I
Sure.
want him alive.
I would recommend not doing that quite so quick.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm just saying I can pull
Yeah.
out, but the thing is, he needs to be awake. If he's losing a lot of blood, I hit him real hard. He needs to be awake.
I'll
Well, I mean, it's
defer-
up to you to the degree to which you hit him. Like you can
Yeah.
pull punches as well,
Okay.
but you have that messy tag. So you rake your scalpel across his tendons on the back of his hand and sever all of them in one blow. They whip up like rubber bands in there, and he loses the grip on his gun instantly. And then with a backslash as well, you deeply gouge into his arm. He screams at this point and grabs for his arm, but he's still being held by Benjamin. And he's screaming and trying to staunch the blood himself and kicking back. What do you do?
Well, is it still my turn, or is it anybody?
What does
can
anyone
say
do?
something.
Like that's what's happening. Anybody can jump in.
Yeah.
I'm pretty occupied having a firm grip
Yeah.
on this dude and holding him, so I'm just gonna stay exactly where I'm at.
Yeah.
So
Although I am bleeding from my gunshot wound, and I'm kind of like
You have been shot.
thinking that's cool, and also I probably need to address it at some point.
Yeah.
All right.
It's gonna get you bloody at the very least.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I pipe in and talk as I'm wont to do, and I say, "All right, well, now that things have calmed down," and I pull out my
He
phone.
screams.
What's that?
Like, he screams in response to now that things have calmed down.
Yeah, like I think that we need to either stuff a sock in him, or I need to cut his blood flow so he doesn't pass out right about now, guys.
Yeah.
So-
Okay, so I say, all right, okay, Argyle, can you keep him from like passing out or like screaming and drowning us out when we try and get the information that we need?
Yeah, so I'm like, I really don't want to use my last med kit on this guy that we may or may not be killing. So like I see if there's like a scrap I can rip off of my coat or something to
Yeah, you can
just
just grab a piece of
Okay.
his clothes or any clothes or anything and stick it in his mouth,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, and you don't need to. I mean, you don't need to stabilize him necessarily. Like you just need to keep him
Yeah.
alive for long enough.
Yeah.
So you just gonna push some pressure on the cut.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing.
So in order to keep him waiting, I use my thingy and I
Okay.
start searching back through. I've been keeping notes in the little .text app on my flip phone to try and see anything that I may have missed. Basically, since we got from the time before we got to the settlement or during the settlement.
Okay. Give me a second to think about that.
Okay.
So that's so everyone knows mechanically that's a thing where he can use a charge to ask something that he might have missed. That I will invent into the sitch. When you guys were watching him disrobe, you saw him pull off his jumpsuit, but you also you didn't think of anything of it at the time, but now in retrospect it seems important. You saw him pull out a key card and put it into a hidden pocket on his backpack.
Okay.
That is on the bottom. It looks like, or like a little plastic card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So since he's held by Benjamin here, I reach and grab that and I say, all right, so you're pretending to be a citizen of this egg in order to get in, or you are a citizen of this egg and you're expanding your reach by going into this town and raising some havoc. Maybe this is some extracurricular time, whatever. What I need to know is where the egg that you're going to is at. And before you answer, let me tell you, my friend here has the ability to make sure that you don't die right now.
Yeah. So that's a powerful parlay. I think you have a lot of leverage. So again, go ahead and roll parlay and take we'll give you a +2 on that because Jala did so well in our damage roll. So charisma +2 +2d6.
So it's a 10.
A 10. 10's great. So he'll do it with a promise, and he says, "Promise you'll let me live, and I won't come to town anymore. You'll never see me again."
Yeah.
Give me my supplies.
We won't do
Patch
anything
me.
more to you right now to affect
If
your
you-
health.
If you can patch me up, I'll abandon the town. I won't go anywhere else. And he's doing that like what's his head, Roth from
Deadwood.
Reservoir Dogs. Like he's really freaking out because he's dying, but I don't want to do the voice because
Right.
I'm tired.
Right.
Um,
Argyle, can you take one for the team and use a med kit on him to make sure he doesn't die right now?
yeah.
I'm pretty pissed about that because I only have one use on this thing left. And I'm like, you realize what kind of position this puts us in, right?
I mean, you realize that we will get to
Yeah,
the
I
end?
wave you away before you even start talking, and I'm already needs to be done. I'm just pissed at you because it's like my general MO to be mad at you about stuff. So
I'll still be able to grab the wound and like kind of squeeze it a little bit to injure him if he starts giving us any lip. So I think we'll be good.
Yeah, he's not giving you a lip. He's genuinely will tell you what you want to know. If you give him if you patch him up, you give him enough supply, like a day's water or whatever, and he says he won't go back to town. You'll never see him again.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that is the bargain.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, that's what I'm doing.
Okay. You start patching up his wound, and and you don't have to make it nice or anything. Like it's like
Yeah.
never use your hand again. Like that's fine. He just has to live.
Can
So
you sign your name
make
or
sure
my
you leave
name
a
into the
scar.
stitches?
Yeah.
Say what, Cole?
Can you sign your name or my name into the stitches?
Yeah, I don't see why not. You can write whatever you want in Stitch. Yeah. Do you want to brand him?
It's up to her.
The bargain was living. It wasn't.
I have no interest. I don't care. I just, we need to finish our quest so we can go on with our lives. So,
Okay.
I'm not scientifically interested in this man. I just need him to get out of my hair and will tell us what he knows and then go away.
Yep. So you patch him up, and he breathes a little bit, as you as the bleeding stops, and he's talking, and as he's talking, he starts you kind of going through his pack, grabbing some water from it, and he says he's like, yeah, I came from an egg to the north of here. It's if you keep heading north, you're gonna see it. It's the hatch is on the ground. It's between two rocks about yay tall. You got to get in, and he tosses you a card. He reaches into the secret pocket and tosses you a card, and it's an orange and blue card that says Egg 222 on the side of it. And he goes, a bunch of idiots in there. I just go in there and I just take what I want. I come back a couple days later, I do it again, right for the fleecing.
Are they?
So
Oh, good.
do we need that jumpsuit that you were wearing in order to get in?
I mean, at this point, I don't even know if they know whether you're wearing it or not. If you want the jumpsuit, you can have it though. And he pulls it out and tosses it towards you.
Never too careful. I want it.
Yep, you have a Egg 222 vault suit.
Okay. Are these these humans? Are they Scroach? Are they mutastics?
No, there's just a bunch of people in there. There's something wrong with them. I'm not a doctor. I don't know, but something wrong with them.
Okay. Why did you see fit to victimize the people back of the settlement we left?
Man, what do you think? Women, money, drugs? I want it all. Everything's coming up Randy until today.
Well,
I squeeze Randy's wound and make him scream in pain after he says this.
Randy! He screams.
I get right up in his face and I say, the one thing that matters to me. Hey, you got any tech?
I gave you the key card. That I got tech back at my house back in town. After if I don't come back,
going there. You're not going there.
I don't want to go there. I'm saying if I don't come back for a couple days, I don't know what the town will do. They'll probably split it.
Okay.
But there's still some tech left in the egg.
Yeah. Okay.
There.
Well, that's.
Should we
good
take
to know.
that key out of his pocket that he had?
Yeah.
The other
Yeah,
key, not the key card.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we have an impression, but why not just take the real one?
Yeah, you can take that from me. He'll give it to you. He just wants supplies. He's gonna go try to start life anew. He's gonna go be a skeleton in an ending screen somewhere else. So
Yeah. Before we leave, I ask him to hand over his shoes.
okay, yeah, he
Oh yeah.
does
Also, I what I also want. I want to grab that flare out of his thing just in case he tries to use that to call for help.
okay. You can take the flare. All he wants, like I said,
I'm
is
taking all of his. I'm taking everything.
yeah. He's got a gun,
Yeah.
and he's got a flare, and he's got that outfit, and that key card and that key, and that's what he's taking with him. But he, like I said, he just wants a day's water and food,
Yeah.
which he had in his pack.
Does
So,
he have any junk? Because I'll take all his junk.
There's no junk. He has those things I listed.
No.
So he doesn't carry junk around with him.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
I kick him in the small of the back and I say, "Hey, remember what this feels like, you piece of shit."
Okay, you kick him back, and he kind of glances back. He's rubbing his hastily stitch up wound, and breaks into a trot and starts running east away from you.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we have the information we need.
Yeah, so you continue going north, and you eventually see a rock formation like the one he mentioned. And you look down, and there's just some kind of dust on the ground between there, but it looks like it's been mussed recently.
Okay. Yeah, let's inspect.
Okay, you reach forward and you kind of brush away the dust, and you actually see a metal plate there, and there is a slot in it that is roughly the same width as the plastic card that he gave you.
I try to open I try to grab the handle and open it and just pull with all my might.
Okay, roll destroy stuff. Roll your smashy roll. You might be able to avoid using this key.
That's 2d6 plus strength, so that's 10.
You do it. If you're not full up on junk, you can take a junk. You get to choose 3 from those things, so pretty much choose the one that you want to have not happen.
Yeah. I guess I'll take a junk. Actually, no, I'll skip the junk for now. I think I have 2 junk, which is enough junk for me. So yeah.
Okay.
I'll do the 3 that's not junk.
As Nineball is reaching forward to put in the card in the slot, you reach over and just go roar, and smash open or like tear open this thing, and beneath it you see a small ladder that leads down to a grated platform with a big red button on a yellow box next to it.
Yeah, let's proceed.
Okay, you get onto the platform, and Nineball at the very least is, there's only one button, so you press it. It's not difficult, and you start lowering deeper into the earth. It smells musty. The air gets cooler, and it gets darker. Actually, as you do, until it is actually pitch dark. The only light is a little blinking light on the button near the button where you pushed.
Okay. I mean, can I discern truth of like what's going on? Like, is anything?
It is too dark to see anything where you're at. You have a source of light with you if you want to use it, but it's too dark. You have multiple sources of light actually.
Yeah.
You can either use your phone, or I can waste one of our matches and use the candle or whatever.
Yeah, no sense.
Or the flare you grabbed.
Yeah, or I guess the flare, but
that'll
Seems
be
like-
useful for scaring ghouls.
What form of light do you use?
Phone.
Okay, you pull out your phone and use the light, and you can just see that you're going down through a cavern that gives way to a man-made kind of tube. And after several minutes, like maybe 5 minutes of slowly lowering, you land on the floor, a cavern floor, and you can see in front of you a large circular door with orange paint that says 222 on it. And there is a console of sorts next to it. You're not sure what's up with it from this distance. There are lots of buttons and a little screen and the like.
Benjamin, don't touch that.
Okay.
If I can, okay.
I was walking over midway through, and then I'll just sit down and kind of take a breather.
Benji, if I can't do anything with this, then it's up to you. But let me take a whack at it. You got the door, okay?
Okay. You take a so go ahead and roll. Use old world technology.
Okay.
On that.
What's the modifier?
So int. 2d6 plus int.
10.
10. Great. It happens with nothing. You were able to figure it out. You mess with it and kind of press buttons and follow the diagrams on the lighted screen until eventually a warning light starts spinning and a kind of a soft klaxon happens and the door starts opening.
Brr.
And the door opens into a short metal hallway that leads to a little antechamber in front of you. And as the door opens out at the end of the antechamber, there's a man sitting at a desk at the end of it who looks up and kind of looks at you blarily. Does not seem surprised by your arrival.
Okay, I was going to ask if he seemed like, off-put or anything. Nope.
No, yeah, he doesn't seem that surprised. He looks weary.
Even though, there's, one human and then 2 other things that aren't human. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Cool.
And as you're standing there, he kind of motions for you to come forward.
Okay.
Right.
I mean, should we introduce ourselves?
I'm just walking in. He just waved us in. I don't have
Yeah.
to talk to him until.
So you walk towards the desk, and eventually he stops, and he's like, he goes, "Okay, hold on a second. God, I thought we had everybody for today. Man, okay." He pulls out a clipboard, and he's like, "Name," and he starts going down the clipboard.
Randy.
Randy. Randy what?
Randy.
I was
He
just
kind of
here.
looks. Hello. So he kind of looks through the clipboard. He's like, man, I don't see you on the list, but it's been a long day. Like, let me just jot that in. And he writes down Randy, on the thing, and he's like, oh man, I thought we got everybody. Is it still rough up top? I mean, like,
The roughest.
I can't believe you guys got in time. I thought everybody up there would be dead by now.
Most of them are. I'm sorry. Most of them are.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm sorry for your loss, I guess. You guys look sick. Looks over there like, are you guys okay? You guys should check in with the doctor when you guys come in. It's too late today to do the physical, but there's a standard physical everybody who comes to the egg does, and let me get you guys fitted for jumpsuits.
Yeah, you're gonna probably need to stitch a couple together for my big friend Ben over here.
Yeah, wow. Okay. Here, like, until then, he gets a long sleeve jumpsuit, and he like reaches up and ties it around your nape. The nape
of your neck.
And you wear it like a cape. He hangs the jumpsuit around your neck, and he's like, the rest of you guys can put these on. Boy, there's more people here than we were cleared for. I guess we'll put you up in bunk 17. Yeah, and then we'll do that physical tomorrow and stuff. Just changing the uniform, and we'll get started. We'll get you guys assigned to a job and everything.
Yeah. So here's my question for you. All of the chaos up above has made me forget what year it is. What year is it?
Oh, I mean, it's 2045, of course, and 2045 is years and years ago. That is the date of the Great War.
Okay. Well, thank you. That makes sense, especially given the events.
It's been a long day for everybody. I don't blame you for forgetting.
A very, very, very long
Yeah.
day.
Well, both me and Benjamin over here, we're also pretty, because I'm wounded too. So.
Oh yeah, you look like shit.
Yeah, I'm
Your
still
skin's peeling off.
openly bleeding.
Yeah,
We're all,
wow.
none of us are
I
doing
agree
really well.
wholeheartedly.
Well, we can't see that
well,
doctor suited up.
I'm interested.
Yeah,
I'm interested in going to the med bay to see.
I mean, the doctor's
Yeah.
probably asleep by now, but maybe tomorrow, or I don't know. Let's just get you guys uniformed up and everything, and then I'm gonna call it for today. I think that's the last person. You guys are the last people to come in, I hope.
Well, we can't thank you enough for your help.
I mean, hey, we're all in this shitstorm together, So yeah, he gives you guys uniforms to change into, and then he's like, I'll take you guys down to bunk 17.
Does
you follow me.
Does this change our armor?
Yeah, you can't wear it with your armor.
Okay.
So it is. I mean, he gave you the uniforms. It's up to you whether you put them on, but they're not compatible.
It doesn't seem like it's gonna make that much of a difference.
Other
Well,
than for Benjamin, who's wearing it as a cape, like it doesn't.
Right.
He hasn't. Have to take it
Yeah,
off
well,
and
for
wear it.
me, I'm just holding on to mine, and I just, wave it off because I'm bleeding, I'm wounded, so I don't want it to get all over my brand new clothes.
Yeah.
So,
he kind of you guys. He doesn't really notice that you guys haven't put on the uniforms. You guys kind of walk through this metallic hallway, and eventually you get to a room that says 17 above it, and he opens the door, and you see a bunch of like kind of pods. Like little like bunks, with like one bed, single kind of beds, and they have a screen facing where you'd be laying down, and a little locker at the foot. And he goes, there should be some space still for you guys here. I'm gonna go. I'm real tired. This has been a long day.
Okay. I'm going to inspect the door after he leaves and see if there's a way to stop it from locking after it closes.
Yeah, go ahead and discern some realities about the door, and you take +1 when discerning realities from old world stuff.
Okay, so 12.
Okay, that's perfect. You can ask 3 questions, and it can be kind of generalized to this location.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Okay, so discerning that he's left us here. Is it specific to the door?
No, it can kind of just be about the location.
Okay.
There.
Cool. So the door itself, is it going to lock when it's closed?
Okay. Maybe it doesn't look like it.
No. Okay.
So yeah, but you can ask further questions as well from the list.
The bed, is this going to put us into some kind of trance, some kind of trap, like by looking at the monitors or checking the programming?
They're less specific than that. Like the questions from the discern realities list.
Oh, from the discern realities. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
Yeah. So who's really in charge here?
Okay. Not your buddy, not the guy who came through. Nobody here is. Nobody in this room. Nobody here seems to have any kind of idea what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah. So not that.
What's about
you
to
get 3
happen?
questions. What is about to happen? So as he leaves, the door does not lock, but you just barely audible. You hear a shift in the ventilation system.
Oh, geez.
There.
Yeah. Let's see here, and then what here is not as it appears to be.
Everything.
Okay.
More or less, like it is. You could easily pick up from conversation kind of clues that he is suffering from some kind of memory loss.
Yeah.
And seems to be displaced there.
Yeah.
And like I said, the ventilation system starts, kind of like making this like soft clicking sound as you're staying there with your packs of goods, and you actually notice that there are no empty bunks here.
So they're all full.
It's all been full. Like he says there should be room, but there is not. Everyone is actually everyone is taken.
Yeah. All right. So I turn to Argyle and to Ben and say, yeah, this place is full of people who would drown in the rain. So I think we could walk around with impunity. And I would definitely advise not staying in this room, especially given how much gas is being pumped in at the very moment.
Yeah. I agree, and I just walk into the hallway.
Yeah, and as you do so, you actually see, and even in the hallway, you see kind of a mist settle on the ground. You can see little bits of like kind of piping on the walls that are spraying this mist into the air. And it is it's settling on the ground, but it is kind of everywhere, and it is in the hallway as well. What do you do?
I mean, should we?
Is there anything that I could?
Go ahead, Joel.
Is there anything that I could possibly figure out about this mist, like medically speaking? Am I?
About it.
Okay, well then, what's the roll for that? That's 2d6 plus. Okay.
Int.
Right, that would be a 7 plus a 2, so 9.
Okay. You know that this. I mean, nothing. There's nothing that you don't already know about it that you're able to pick up from that. It is definitely like a psychoactive chemical, but that's about what you can get from it. You can't specify what it is other than that.
Okay.
It is an aerosol psychoactive. It is definitely liquid based. It's an aerosol. It's not like a gas. So there are particulates that are spreading into the atmosphere.
Hey, does anybody have any water?
Yeah.
I think you all have water.
Yeah, we all have water.
Yeah, we all have water.
So can I use a ration of water to soak some rags for us to breathe through?
Absolutely. Yeah. You do so. You get out a ration. So you mark a ration, and you pour that onto some kind of rags or bits of your outfit or whatever that you have, and pass them around for you to breathe through. And you notice the mist is kind of filling things up, but breathing through the rag, it doesn't seem that it's getting into you.
Okay.
You feel clear-headed.
Okay.
I'm using the rag on the outside of my gas mask, by the way.
Yeah,
Not
it's making your
understanding why
gas
I'm
mask.
still doing that. Yeah,
it's making it functional.
Yeah.
It's like wearing 2 condoms,
Yeah, it's always better to be double protected. And as you look down the hallway, you see the guy who actually helped you, and he's collapsed on the floor.
Oh, geez.
There.
Okay, well, it seems like we have free reign of the place.
Yeah. No, just as an out of character thing. What were we here for?
Yeah, exactly.
So you're supposed to find it.
Okay.
You found it, which you did. You said if you could clear it out, find out how to get inside, which you did. If you can take care of any inhabitants, good. Take care is the wording, so interpret that as however you like.
Well, I'm evil. I don't really care. I'll go murder everybody in here unless somebody stops me. So,
What do you guys do? That is an option.
Well, I mean,
No.
regardless. Go ahead, Ben.
Yeah, we need to. I think like even Benjamin understands that the first thing we need to do is figure out how to get this gas from stop going, because like I'm sure that these rags are only going to last so long. So
yeah.
So let's find the overseer room.
Go, yeah.
So you can. How are you going to go about that?
I mean, so can I use old world tech knowledge and know that most eggs have a similar layout?
Yeah, you can spout some lore.
Okay, yeah.
And you take
I'll
plus
spout
1
some lore.
on lore.
Plus int?
Yeah. Yeah, plus int plus 1 because you're of your class.
Okay. So that's 9 plus 2 plus 1, so 12.
Yeah, perfect. You more or less know the layout. The layout is actually largely standardized. There are some kind of exceptions, but this looks like a standard egg. You've been in a similar egg, a half dozen times.
Okay.
That have been more abandoned. So you can find the mother hen's office.
Benjamin and Jeremy just now understood what egg we were talking about, so just want to throw that out there.
I'm really looking forward to when we record the fake waff about this.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of egg puns that are available. So you head there. One thing you notice though, as you're heading towards the mother hen's office, is that the piping on the wall where the particulate is coming out does not lead this way. It does not come from here.
Oh shit.
So you can still head towards there, but it's not where the gas is coming from.
I mean, that just means this. It could still be controlled from the mother hen nest, but
it's just something you
maybe
notice
piped up
with
from
your
below.
outstanding roll.
What's that?
Yeah, it's just something you noticed with your outstanding roll.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Okay, I don't think that affects
Okay.
what we're doing. Yeah.
You head there and you eventually get to the mother hen's office. There's a little tiny picture of a nest above it, and you see the character Farmer Billy, which is the little icon for eggs. It's a little guy in with wearing overalls over an egg jumpsuit with a straw hat and a little piece of hay hanging down, and he's going like, "Welcome to the thing."
Yeah.
Go there, and as you approach, the door goes like does like a negative, do not want to open sound.
Okay.
I'm a little frustrated. I'm just going to try to slam this door open again.
Okay, smash it open, brother. Roll to smash, bro. Roll to smash, brothers.
Oh wow!
brother.
This is awesome. That's 12 plus 2 strength, so that's 14.
That is a maximum roll. There are like moves that like if you get above 12 that do things. There are more advanced moves. Presumably you do your normal array, like you don't junk up. You smash it open very quickly, and you do so, and you see there's a kind of an older man with a pair of spectacles, like in perfect condition spectacles, who has a shaved bald head, who, as you do so, gets up from his desk and starts sputtering and saying, "You fools, you let the gas in! What are you doing?" And he rushes over to like an emergency kit on the wall. What do you do?
I mean, let's make sure we're on the inside when he closes things.
I mean, the door is. Well, I guess the door could be.
There is no inside anymore. I have
Yeah,
taken care of
no,
the inside.
Yeah,
nothing was valuable was destroyed. You could reclose the door if you want to. That doesn't mean he could necessarily do it though. So because you did, you did force it open.
Just like with Randy, we need to immobilize this dude pretty quickly. So I'm gonna run over and grab him from behind.
I was kind of hoping that maybe we would see what he's grabbing and how he's using it. So whatever. But well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, like you're doing your thing, bud.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
guess
things happen at the speed of life. Like it is you stand back to watch Argyle. However, Benjamin is a action mutaniac, runs over and grabs him from getting into the emergency kit, and pulls him up. He is a milquetoast. Like it is not difficult to do so. And you hold him above it, and he's reaching out for the thing and trying to hold his breath. He's turning red.
Okay, so can I use my old world tech to turn around and try and close the door in instead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So go ahead and utilize old world tech. So int.
Yeah.
So let's do 8.
Wait, it's an 8?
Yeah.
You said? Okay. You do so, but it ends up actually showering sparks as you try to jury rig it. So take 1d4 damage.
Okay.
As it shocks you, but you managed to do it.
3.
While they're doing that, I'm actually looking at the emergency thing that the guy was reaching for, taking a look at that and seeing what it is that he's grabbing for or was.
It is it's inside like a case on the wall, and it's a gas mask and a like a hazmat suit. That's
Cool. There's only one?
Yep.
Okay, but I mean, I close the door. I'm shower with sparks, but like that's not a new thing for 9 ball.
No, I imagine not. You manage to get the door to shut. It closes, and there's still kind of mist in the room, but it stops kind of filling in.
Okay.
And eventually it kind of settles on the floor.
Yeah, it's aerosol, so it'll lay down. Yeah.
Yep. He's still trying to hold his breath, and he looks like his eyes are bugging. Like,
is that like so? Can I convince him? Can I tell him it's fine? Like, is that enough room?
Yeah,
to parlay?
there's no rule for that. You get a roll. You don't have to roll. You can just tell him.
Yeah. It's like, hey, you know how this works. You've been here forever, so stop. Yeah. Or sorry, hey, you've been here forever. Like you're not in danger. Stop.
Okay. He lets out a breath, and he looks around. And he goes, "Who are you people?"
Well, meanwhile, I'm just like grabbing the suit while he's talking or whatever, and I'm just like inspecting it and looking at it and see if it fits me, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it is a normal. It's kind of a one size fits all kind of thing. So it's a little bulky.
Except for the Mutaniac, though.
Yeah, it wouldn't fit. It's one human size.
Yeah,
that's all. At the time it was made, there were no such thing.
Yeah.
So it is remarkably preserved.
Yeah. I tell him my name is Diveball, and we're here to find some information.
What kind of name is that?
That's the name you get on the wasteland. What year do you think this is?
And he tells you the right year. Like it's 2070, but we don't go out in the wasteland with you people.
Oh, with us people. So it's an us.
When he says you people, I shake him a little bit. Screw that kind of talk.
I'm suiting up so I can go poke around. By the way, like I'm not interested in talking to this guy. I mean, I want to go.
That's fine.
See what I can find.
Yeah. You can.
I bend down and say, "You're only in as much danger as you want to be."
You're ruining the integrity of the experiment.
Experiment? Tell me more.
That perks my interest. I'm like, what? Yeah. Experiment? Ooh, hey. Now you speak my language. What's up?
I'm not supposed to talk about it. I've been sending data. They've been getting the data. The packets have been going through. I've been using the uplink. Yeah.
All right. So this feels like a crucial moment, and this feels like a portion for a regular time for 9 ball to use his 9 ball. Let's see what it pulls up. What I should do. Okay. How should I handle this person?
Okay.
It says outlook not so good.
Okay. You look at it, he goes. Wait. What do you want? I mean, the experiment is already. You guys got in here and ruined it. I mean, they're not going to remember tomorrow, but. Listen, if you leave now, I'll give you anything you want from here, and we'll pretend like this didn't happen.
Right. Okay. You really seem to want us to go away, and the contrarian in me says, we shouldn't do that if you want us to go away. So, what I want is information. What I want is why you're doing this.
And he says, he goes, well, the contrarian in me wants you guys not to know that the security system is voice activated, and he says so, and you hear kind of shifting in the walls where you're at, and you see things kind of open up and start to move there. What do you do?
I'll slam my hand over his mouth to prevent him from saying anything more, although it seems like that might be too late by this point, but I'll definitely shut him up. And while I'm still holding him,
I finished putting on my suit by the way.
Yeah, time to put on this. You're all suited up.
Yeah.
As you do so, you put your hand over him, but you see coming from the walls, a shutter comes down over the front door where you're at, and robotic arms come out of the walls. 6 robotic arms come out of each wall with different kind of flanges on the outside.
Is the mother hen still restrained by
yes.
a friend? Can I make a run for their operation kind of like area? And
he's got a computer.
What's
like
that?
If you want to go try to he has a computer, if that's what you mean. You want to go run for his console?
Yeah, I want to run for his console. Yeah.
Okay. As you move to do that, the robotic arms come out of the wall and move to interfere. One of them is in your way, and you can see on the front of it there's we lost Jala.
Uh-oh.
Oh, now she's back.
Okay.
Hey, while we're
Okay.
Let's make
just a
sure
little bit-
Jala
are
gets back up.
I'm here.
Okay, cool.
Are we close? I thought we were just going to 5 today, so I actually have to be somewhere at 6. So I had this whole thing messed up. Are we kind of close, or
We are.
can you
This
guys
is the
kill me and I
climactic.
can leave?
This is the climactic.
Okay, cool, excellent.
It can be done in 10 minutes, and the postscript might have to go a little bit past 5, but not very much, and you can leave for that. We're almost done.
Cool.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt too much, but
No, it's okay. So the robotic arms are in your way, and you can see the tip of one of them has a little pilot light on it. It looks like it is, and it is menacing you and is about
Okay.
to
Can I
do
blow
something.
out the pilot light?
You can reach forward to try to do so before it fires off.
Okay.
You can defy some danger on your way up there. Try to get up there quickly. Dex defy danger.
6.
6. So as you do so, you run up to blow out the pilot light. However, right before you do so, it ignites and belches a cloud of flame at you. So take 1d10 damage
Oh Jesus.
as it burns you direct in the face.
9
But you
balls
still
in
manage
here.
to kind of make your way through.
5. Okay.
Okay. And then so as this is happening, an arm is actually moving towards you, Argyle, as well, that has pincers on the side.
Well, I
of
moved
it,
out
and
of the
it's
way.
moving
I don't want to
towards
get
you.
anywhere near that thing.
Okay. I mean,
somewhere
it
else I
has
can go. Okay.
it has the reach of the room. Like they are designed to
Okay.
operate as security, so
Well,
it can
hell.
follow you where you go.
All right.
I may have missed this.
it's-
Are there multiple of these pincers?
Yes,
There's
there
several of them?
are 6 total that come out of either side of the room.
Okay. Well,
That doesn't mean you have to fight all of them, but
Yeah. I have not dropped my 2x4, so I guess I try to take that and knock it out of the way or break it or whatever I can do with it.
okay, you're gonna attack.
Mhm.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a hack and slash.
Right. That is 7 with no modifier.
Okay. So you do your damage to it, and it does its damage to you. So you take it kind of grabs your arm and twists. So you take 1d6 plus 1 damage as it attempts to wrench you, and you go ahead and roll your damage to do to it as well.
Okay. It did 3 damage to me,
Don't
and
forget your
then
armor. Oh no, you're not wearing your
oh.
armor. You're
yeah,
in a,
I'm suit now. Yeah. Okay. And I do 3 damage to it.
Okay. Yeah, you smack it and put a big dent in it. What do you do about this? So the mother hen is sitting there now, and you've got your hand over his face, but he kind of looks like, kind of wild-eyed. He's just kind of waiting for this to take care of you.
And I kind of turn and yell at him. If you want to live, you had better turn this thing off now.
So this
And
It
to
can kill
emphasize
us.
that
It can
point-
kill. Well, it can kill us, but we can kill you before it kills us.
okay. If you are going to attempt to convince him that, so you can parlay with him and see if you can get him to do so in exchange for a promise.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and roll.
Can I
charisma.
assist with it, where I just shove him against the wall, like, and put my hand around his throat and like kind of
That-
start like, you were going to do this?
That is your that is your leverage, is the fact that you can hurt
Okay,
him
cool.
before so it's not a bonus, it's what allows you to extract a
Okay,
promise.
cool.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll 2d6 plus charisma
Okay.
against him.
It is an 8 minus 1, so 7.
Okay. So that is, let me look at the way that works real quick. They'll do what you ask, but need some kind of okay. He says he will turn off the security. You put your hand off his mouth. He says he'll turn off the security if you leave right now. No more questions, and he never sees you again. No conditions. Otherwise, he's going to place his bets on the robot arms.
Can I slam him against the wall and show him like, hey, no, this is not. You're not in a position to like. You need to turn it off right now.
He's betting on the walls. So Jala has failed to convince him that you will be able to take him out before the arms, because the arms are still encroaching on you. This is happening very quickly. The arms are not waiting patiently for the conversation. So as this is happening, they are close to touching you, or this is just a little bit of time magic.
Am I still being coached like Joe Pesci in Home Alone?
The flame has disappeared
Okay.
at this point, so you've taken your damage from it, and you would be able to move, but this will resolve first.
Okay.
So you can reject that, but that's the thing. No questions. You don't take anything with you. You can leave right now, and he'll turn off the security.
No, I don't. I mean, like, I want to
Or
be able to understand what's going on.
So it's, I mean, it's up to you, but that's the consequences of that roll. He doesn't buy it. So what do you do? He is, like I said, Jeremy, you have him up against the wall. Or rather, Benjamin, Nineball, you are on your way towards the console, but you have been Joe Pesci'd, and Argyle just laid that threat upon Mother Hen. And what do you do? The arms are coming at you fast and furious.
So I'm going to, I guess I will, seeing that he's not going to turn this off, I feel like this dude is totally useless to us at this point. So can I throw him at one of the arms and maybe destroy him and the arm in one go?
Yeah. I mean, it may not destroy him, but you can definitely do that. Roll volley. You're tossing him like a fastball special. Which arm do you want to do it at? There's a couple of flamey arms kind of menacing Kole, and a couple of grabby arms on your side of the room that are menacing you and Jala.
I feel like Benjamin is smart enough to understand that our best chance of turning this off now is with Kole, if he can reach that console, or excuse me, with Nineball. Yep. So let's take out one of those and maybe free up Nineball to do some old world magic.
Okay. Go ahead and throw a volley, which is which would be Dex, 2d6 plus Dex to hit.
Okay, so that's 8, and Dex is just nothing, so that's 8.
Okay. 8. So you can either you can do less damage, so your full damage minus 1d6. You can put yourself in a dangerous spot. You can't spend ammo because you're just throwing. You only have one ammo. You only have one ammo, so that's not an option. So you either do less damage or you put yourself in a dangerous spot to get the good shot.
Let's put myself in a dangerous spot because I'm willing to risk myself if Nineball can get to that console and make the damage.
And the encounter for sure. So you move. You have to kind of move and position yourself on the other side of the console. The two of the arms that are on your side, kind of reach out and grab your legs, immobilize you. But with the top of your body, you're able to wrench and toss the Mother Hen at the main arm that is in front of Nineball. Go ahead and roll damage. You definitely knock it out of the way, but we can see if you can destroy it as well.
And damage is just 1d10.
Yep.
So that is 10.
Oh, that's fantastic. You do damage to both of them, so you do kill him.
Yeah.
His neck cracks like Gwen Stacy as he hits the arm. And the arm, it is the one that Nineball already kind of reached for, the one that was right in his face. And you smash the apparatus. So it still kind of functions as as just an arm, but you smash the flame apparatus there. Okay. So it can no longer belch fire. And you have killed the Mother Hen there.
Fuck. Because his voice probably controls the security.
It doesn't mean there's not an override or anything like that.
Okay, cool. I mean, is this what it all hinges upon? Is me getting with my cooked face to the console and disable?
Oh, yeah, Argyle failed
anymore.
Her convincing thing, and it's all on you now, guys.
Just on conditions you guys didn't like, so he would have done it, but not at a cost you wanted. So yes, you can try to use the console to shut this down and try to rig it, Nineball. Okay. Let's see how you do.
All right. So my old world it's int plus.
Int plus 1 for your class.
Okay.
So plus 2d6.
10.
10 is great. That means you do it without consequence. So you manage to kind of go through and you find a system override. It's not a security system override; it's a power override. But that's the way you find you can actually cut power to the entire egg.
Okay.
With the thing. So do you do so?
Will that kill the life support?
There's not, like, you guys aren't in space or anything like that. There's enough air and stuff.
All right, let's do it. Yeah, let's cut it off.
Twist.
I mean,
our survival is more important anyway. Our survival is more important. Yeah, let's do it.
So you hit the button, the emergency override button, and the lights go out. And you hear this powering down of things. And yeah, I mean, we can, that did it. We can move into Epilogue Town. because at this point, everyone who's in there, you've killed the person who can activate the security and shut it down. It is up to you what you do with the population of this egg.
Well, you already know what I vote for, so unless you guys convince me otherwise, you know what I'm doing.
Well,
are you going to try to stop Argyle from summarily executing these 200 people or whatever?
I mean, only the sickest and the people who are going to die anyway.
Okay, what are you doing with the rest of them?
I mean, trying to tell them to go and maybe spending a day to let them know what's up.
To reorient, do an orientation.
Yeah. Say like
even I know that's a terrible idea. Nine Ball. What are you talking about?
What's that?
We need to go with Argyle.
You can talk to him. It's up to you. Like and you guys can each do your own thing. We don't have to do any PvP.
Yeah, I want to go to the med bay and I want to poke around and get supplies and I want to kill people, and that's how I'm taking care of it. I don't really care what everybody else is doing.
So that's what Argyle is doing. Unless you're going to stop her, you can go and wake up people and tell them to run. There is like literally a zombie who's coming and killing people in their sleep.
So I'll wait for her to do her thing. What I want to do is identify the ones who are most likely to be leaders. Using my intelligence, just in like reading through files and stuff.
So we can kill those first, right?
Right. Yeah. So they can't rise up and get us. No, because like an egg is still viable after it opens. Like, use my old world tech to tell them how to continue living here if that's how they want to live.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, you can do that. The idea behind, the goal of this is you're going to tell your gang that these people are here.
Yeah.
To go move into this. But you can tell them, get them to keep living, and you can, if Argyle lets them live. So like I said, we're firmly in Epilogue town. So just kind of describe what you do with the situation narratively, and then we can leave it.
Yeah.
I went to the med bay, and I'm killing whoever I happen to come across along the way, and I intend to get the rest of them on the way back. So unless somebody stops me, that's what I'm doing.
Okay. What are you doing, Benjamin, with us?
So the pincers were around my feet, so I need to break those off first before I can move. I don't know if I need to like roll to do that, or if since they're not powered anymore, I can just break them off.
Yeah, you get it eventually. We're in narrative.
Yeah, and then I'm just gonna roam around and try to find some more junk for my junk collection, and I'm probably gonna take a real long look at the sewer department, because that's my jam. That's where I like to go and be. So there's got to be some real gross stuff over there that I can hang out in.
You go down to the waste management section of the egg, and
absolutely, yeah. Just gonna hang out down there with all my junk and just kind of bask like I'm just kind of relax a little bit. Like it's been a stressful journey for me. So before we go back to the Jackie Robinsons, I just kind of want to hang out in some sewer water for a little while.
Yeah, nothing stopping you from doing that. What do you do Nine Bull? There is a ghoul moving through the place, killing people in their sleep. So if you actually have an interest, alignment or otherwise, in helping anybody, you'd have to do it pretty quick. It is up to you though.
I mean, I'm neutral. What's important to me is the technology. So I'm going to talk to the people who have not been killed by our ghoul.
Yeah, and there's lots of people there. Like you can talk to people before she gets to them.
Yeah.
Well, my primary interest is the med bay, and then after that, so you've got a little time before I get to them all.
Yeah. So I want to get us out of here before she works her way through those. But talk to the most viable people who are there. Figure out, because they have been kept in this state of kind of like suspended development, they think is right after the war, learn what they know about this technology as it was seen during the during the days right after that, and then kind of inform them what happened, what the year is, and tell them like, hey, this is actually a very valuable place to kind of like hole up, and then try to extract our murder surgeon from here before she has killed everybody, but after she has extracted what she needs to chew on for a while.
You're not able to. Most of the people seem at least borderline brain damaged.
Oh, geez.
By 30 years of having their memory wiped, and they're all kind of over 30, but they're pretty young. Or I mean, they're none of the people are. So they've been there for a long time. Like this has been happening since presumably they were kids. So you're not able to find anybody who's really kind of is able to totally pick up what you're putting down. So they don't really know about the technology, but they are able to give you kind of books and stuff. They're like pre-war books and kind of technical manuals for the egg that they're able to give you.
Oh yeah, the pig and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem there. And then what do you guys do as far as like literally the population? Are you going to try to get them to leave before Argyle comes in and sacrifices them? Or are you going to get them to stay and then come back with the gang?
They're
what do you do
useless
with
to me,
the
so
people?
I don't care about them. So
If they can't survive on their own, they're going to be a drain on people around them, you know. And
It's-
I've gotten what I need from them, so let
It's
Argyle
also
get
something
what she
too, like
needs.
once they wake up, it's not like you can just fight 200 people as well.
Yeah,
you know, so
yeah,
there's
well, I'm
lots of
killing
people
as many
there.
of them. I'm taking out as many of them as I can because
I
we
dare
were
them
supposed to
come
clear it
fight
out.
me in my own habitat. I
The,
dare them.
So eventually what happens, you kind of go through and you talk to them, and the ones that are awake, after you kind of wake them up, even though they're kind of brain damaged, when they see the ghoul moving through their bed chambers, slitting throats, starts screaming and making noise, and then wakes up more of them. There's no longer the gas that is pacifying them and messing with their memory. And they're poorly armed and poorly organized, but there are a lot more of them than you. So eventually they do chase you out. You're able to get the things that you want from it, except for Benjamin, who gets to stay down. They didn't think they want to be in the sewer, so you're still inside. Everyone else kind of got chased out by the survivors,
Yeah.
the 170 or so people who didn't get
Yeah.
killed, who chase you out. But you do know the location, and you're able to come back in force with your gang and clear them out murderously and pass your initiation
Oh jeez.
into the.
So is this our new home base?
This is the new home base of the Jackie Robinsons. Coach Scrum comes in and goes forward and takes the little picture of the little egg boy thing over the mother hen's office and scratches it out and puts a high school baseball trophy up above the door instead. And
Excellent.
You'll be happy
You
to
guys did
know
it.
we delivered a blow against football on our way to this glorious.
That's my boy. I hate football. You did it! Yay! Good job, everybody.
Yeah. Thank you for running this, Gary.
No problem.
Yeah, it was fun.
Did you guys have fun?
Yeah, this was awesome.
did.
Thank you very much.
Yay! Yeah, the I was trying to find Fallout endings for things. So like the slaughter everybody is obviously the evil ending, and then the good ending would have them be repopulate that town that you guys freed from the Tick Menace.
Oh, shit.
So you could have sent them there, but you guys aren't good. Like you guys are bad guys. So you can also kill everybody in their sleep if you went for the circulation system where the gas was coming through instead of towards a thing. So
Okay.
that has options to like terminate the experiment.
Right.
So that would have also been an option as well. Good job, guys.
So
Yay.
one thing that I want to know before we cut off, I know we're leaving to somebody else. What did we miss with the guy in the RV?
Oh, no, he's just had set up he'd taken over that town. He had ticks that he had set up as kind of mind control with chips, and they were taking sucking blood from people who passed through and then putting it in the gas tank of the RV, which then fed into, he had like syringes in his legs that were keeping him alive. Like he was kind of this hive mind. I just
Okay.
had that there to be spooky. He was not connected to the main plot.
Okay.
He was just on a list of possible encounters.
All
I
right.
think it
that I
was
wanted to
spookier
use.
when I was like dragging his brain out, and I took that with me. I mean, like you know.
You still have that, yeah. You
Yeah,
didn't,
I do.
you
I
didn't lose
totally
it. So.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Did
Cool.
we miss anything major that you were maybe looking forward to?
It's all like
to do.
you're not supposed to plan. That's even more planned than you're supposed to for this game. Like the fact that I have
Okay.
like endings in mind. Like you're not supposed to really do that. I just had a big list of things that could pop up. So they're like rad storms. There were
Gotcha.
different
Okay.
creature encounters, things like that. I just kind of chose which one seemed cool. It's hard to run because you have to be imaginative when things go wrong. Like when something goes wrong, it's always supposed to kind of like present an interesting choice, and that's
Mhm.
hard to come up with off the top of your head.
Yeah.
But
Cool.
yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks everybody for watching, who watched. And I think there's one last shift. I think Greg.
Yep, Greg is taking the last shift.
Greg is doing the last shift. Thanks everybody who watched. Thanks everybody who donated. This will be the audio from this will show up on Duckfeed Presents, or as Duck Venture. I don't know if there's a separate feed. We'll figure it out. Yeah. Cool. Thanks everybody.
Well, thanks everybody. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.